Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Yo, it's your boy Big Val Payne, and I'm back with another live video. Make sure y'all hit that like button, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. And today, man, your boy Big Val last night, man, I was at work, had a little time on my hand. If you missed the live from last night, man, last night live was super dope, super dope. I mean, fellas came on, Chicago came out for Kill. You know what I'm saying? The panel was live last night. Shout out to everybody who was in there last night holding it down. But today, man, we finna do a little questioning today. You know what I'm saying? This is we coming in like Bo G Law Firm, you know what I'm saying? Bo G Law Firm coming into the courtroom on Monday, working their shoulder. But yeah, man, you got Hollywood over here doing her thing, reading the transcripts. Hollywood next over here doing her thing, reading the transcripts. And see, this is why we have to support the bloggers, man. This is why we have to support the bloggers. What's up, Steven? What's up, MacDown? What's up, Charlotte? What's up, T. Glenn? What's up, Sydney? This is why we have to support the bloggers, man. We got Hollywood over there. She reading the transcripts over there. Then I'm finna be over here. And man, what I'm finna tell y'all, what I'm finna do tonight, right now, what I'm finna do. Last night, I had to go through a timeline of events. And I really just wanted to break some things down. I really wanted to break some things down. So I just researched some things and wanted to go through these things, you know, as it pertained to the tape situation. You know what I'm saying? Pertaining to the tape situation. We know the infamous tape that all of this was surrounded by, you know. Bro, Derek, what's up? What's up, Dave? What's up, Dave? Oh, yeah, Derek. Oh, man, Derek, what's up, man? Hey, Derek, I want to know what you think about this, bro. Say, Derek, I want to know what you think about this right here, man. Because Big Vi, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask the people some questions as well. Lil Mac, where everybody at, man? Where everybody at, man? You know what I'm saying? I want to ask the people some questions. You know what I'm saying? K Nicole, welcome. Big Baby Pernell, welcome. You know, we gonna do our thing over here, man. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to hear the transcripts, you know what I'm saying? You got Hollywood on reading the transcripts, but your boy Big Vi, we finna start. When we think about the tape, right? They talk about this infamous tape scandal. Okay? The infamous tape scandal. All right. What's up, my bro, Derek? What's up?
Oh
What's up,
man,
Derek?
what's going on, man? Shoot, it seemed like we just chopped it up, nigga.
Yeah, man, that was just a few hours ago.
Oh my god, man.
Oh man, I'm finna get on it, man. I'm finna
Oh,
get on it, man.
oh yeah, it was buck wild last night, man. We had I enjoyed myself on that one. That was funny. I got to really hand it to some motherfuckers.
Man, put hands on sticks, man. But,
I got to really hand it to him. I mean, cause it's crazy, man. You know,
but
I see where you going, man. Cause once you start to dig it into this timeline, man, you get pissed, and you be like, wait a minute, heifers, how? Look, just before you get started, just today I was watching the interview with R.Kelly on Crown. You remember that shit?
yeah,
This nigga said that for the Black Panties album, he wrote 364 songs.
man,
Now, think about it. He do that shit for every album, bro. And then you got to spend all this time mixing all of this shit down. If you you know what I'm saying, depending on what you want to do, you know what I'm saying. Maybe you don't mix down some, and then you got to figure out which ones fit, which ones is hits. You know,
right,
so you doing numbers in the studio, man. And I'm trying to figure out, man. They created a narrative around one of the busiest work and the hardest workers in America, bro.
right,
Because in order to see, the problem is they never wanted to get this man the number one spot, man. He's the king of R&B, the real R&B people, but the world really don't want to renown him to that, bro.
no, they want to like Corey Holcomb was saying. Why is it with all these brothers like R. Kelly himself, like Michael Jackson, Prince, all these healthy people, but they people of color who
Yeah,
control the industry that was not meant for them to be in control of.
right, man. Yeah, so and then you think about in the midst of all of that, man, during the Love Letter tour, like 2 years after the trial, he had to have a throat surgery.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And convalesce and all this shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, when the fuck he had time for any of this, bro? I mean, that I'm looking at the stuff that look, females in this world act like ain't enough hours in the day. So for somebody who
right,
out here trying to make millions and it really ain't got no time because he got an itinerary and the only thing do is hoop, go to cigar bar, and then back in the studio, bam. Try to get a little bit of sleep, or ain't got no windows in the studio, so you up in that motherfucker for 32, 48, 70 some odd hours before you ever get sleep. And that
right.
happens.
And they say he would stay in there for days at a time, almost weeks at a time.
Yeah,
He in the studio.
yeah. But all this abuse popping off, man.
So, well, we know, but let's look at the infamous tape they talking about, the P tape.
Let's get it, baby. Let's go.
The brother from the P tape, which had, if to my recollection, did the guy have a medium sized fro, like a beginner fro?
In the P tape, yeah, at one point, because I saw back in the day with that tape, it was 3 tapes like together.
Yeah, but the tape that they show with the urine, whatever, you see a guy with the little hair or whatever situation may be.
Well, I'm trying to let me think on that. I think that he was dude was bald headed, man. With the actual P joint, yeah, dude was bald headed.
Okay, and then but the tape that they actually showed, they say that she was supposed to be on was supposed the guy had hair.
Okay, so then this means it's something different.
Okay. But she say she got urinated on, but like Dana was saying last night, she say she got urinated on her vagina.
That's a lie. It was all over.
But then on the tape we see, like Dana was referencing last night, the female was urinated like in the face, breast area.
Right.
So so with the tape Avenatti speak about this. This is what Lil Mac and other guys speak out like. Where on that tape, the guy had hair on his head, but some of the tapes, like they say, the tapes had a
Yeah,
tape.
I mean,
Adult.
the way they flipped the game was this. They, it was like everybody on that tape, dog, wasn't Rashawn to laugh at, man. I'm telling you, it wasn't.
And they said that. That's what's coming out.
It was three. It was three females, bro.
Right.
One was giving him the business up against the logs in the Colorado room. She was light skinned. Then there was another one where it was some dude with a perm, and he had his head so far up this female behind. Boy, he could have came. He could have came out the other side. Facts, straight up. So, and then they hit you with the grand finale.
Right.
I mean, it was formatted like, okay, here we go. Oh, what's this? Oh, straight up.
Right.
And
even with that, they say, even just thinking about some of the stuff that was said, he handed you the money in case the tape ever got out, which was supposed to be a secret of them having relations. It would look like you was a prostitute. So one would lead to ask is, if you're gonna be smart enough to say, well, I'm gonna give you this money, so if someone ever find out and it look like you're a prostitute, why would you record it when someone may record on Twitter?
In the first place.
Why would you record giving the money? That's illegal. That prostitution is illegal
in the first place, dog. Like, really?
Prostitution is even illegal. Now, so you gonna try to cover up with it?
Look, that was the first throw off for me in the tape. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Why would you even do this? Like, all of this right here, right now. Like, why is all of this happening in this space? That's the setup, dog.
Man, this shit's so crazy. You gonna try to cover up a crime with a crime.
I'm just, like I said, man, I'm just gonna go to jail for this, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the soliciting.
Yeah.
Solicitation of a minor, fool? Really?
Right.
Either way you hit.
Man, the shit so crazy, bro. Because if you look at this, as far as the video, one of the video that was supposed to depict her with the guy with the hair, when they were study showing the mole on the back, right?
Right.
So the tape with the mole on the back is a tape where the person had hair on their head. Because you see the guy, like they using him like he's laying, like they in a like it's almost they in a like he's laying between her legs, like damn, I can't even think of the goddamn shit right now. But he's on top of her pretty much. And so they using this mold. They talk about the mold being on the back or whatever. But in that video right there, that's the particular video from the 2008 trial. In that particular video, they say it was in 1998. In that particular video, the person had a little medium fro.
Right. Now, the crazy thing is, man, I just be tripping off of the fact that, man, who could possibly be this fucking stupid? Like, for real, for the shit they saying that happened, you filmed yourself or doing the most dastardly shit that you could possibly fucking do, okay? Then you carrying this shit around on your back.
Every day. Everywhere you go.
Every day. So it almost, and I feel like that, damn, I'm like, the only way you could get me to do some shit like that, and you probably couldn't, is at fucking gunpoint, bro.
Man, I'll tell you, man, not only you carrying it around every day, you traveling with this motherfucker from one state to another state.
I mean, like, but just to even break into the act of that and filming that, I'd have to be at gunpoint the whole time.
Man, even the thought of saying the person was aware of trying to cover up the incident if it was to ever come out would make you think, if you gonna cover the shit up, why would you even have the fucking camera out?
Right, because without the tape, you can easily deny it, and you know what I'm saying. We wouldn't even.
It's your word
Come
against
on, bro.
your word.
If you ain't got the tape, hey, I ain't did shit. What you mean?
I ain't doing shit. The tape is the sole purpose of why we here. And
Yeah.
then if it's you, allegedly if it's you on the tape, and you mean to tell me you got fucked twice out the deal. Because if you know that's you, how the fuck do you let a motherfucker buy you a PT Cruise that's worth millions?
Right.
How
Right.
is you homeless? When this motherfucker worth me, if you know without a shadow of a doubt that there's you on the tape, and maybe you know it's you on the tape, but maybe you know the notion of, could it be that she knew it was her on it? Could it be that she was possibly on the tape? But
But it
could it
wasn't
be
him.
that she was of age, but she know that they are playing with this age range? So if I lie and say, yeah, that was me and I was this age, she knows a lot, but they'll run with it because he actually have her on the tape.
Right. That's what I made the theory about 2001, 2002. Like
Right.
it could have been filmed right off up in there, and you know, you 18-year-old and a 14-year-old really is the same thing as far
You
as
see what
body
I'm saying?
wise and development, depending on how this person has developed. And from what I gather, she was a basketball player, an athlete. So you
Yeah.
know, those are usually your females that are small breasted. You know what I'm saying? Kind of slim and shit. You know.
Yeah. She was fit.
Yeah.
She
So
was fit.
so you know, when you look at it like that, when you take the perspective and you drive it all the way around the corner, it becomes okay. That could be true. You know, that it happened at a certain time, and they making it seem like a certain time because of the date that's on the camcorder. And like I
Right.
said, I don't feel like the man is going around adjusting dates on camcorders.
My point, you made that point last night. So we're gonna drive through 1998 and we're gonna try to figure out at what point in 1998 could this person have an afro in case this motherfucker has some miracle growth, or he got some hair like ain't nobody else. Like his hair, I don't know. You gotta have some special type of hair. Like you
And
need
then
to be
on top of
72.
all that, if you want to keep it all the way funky, I didn't see no hair on that man's head until '99 in the Bad Man video.
It was even he didn't even in '99 he was bald.
Nah, but you remember the Bad Man video came out, he had braids.
So we gonna have to go through this timeline and see how the fuck is this even possible then. Cause
Right,
I got enough photos. I got enough images from the whole year. So
right.
even I got a little bit from '99 too. So we gonna go and see what we got.
When he was on that show on BET, you
J
know,
Rock, you coming up?
now when he was on that show on BET with old boy Ed Gordon, he had got some female threw some weave in his hair and braided him up. I know that much.
Yeah, I think he wore that shit a lot.
Yeah, I know that happened. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to get the look, and you know, hey, that's the best way to go ahead and get where you need to be real quick. You know, so hey, but the
Okay, so we looking right here. We looking at this is January. This is January of '99. Right here, the picture we see on the screen.
okay,
That's January of '99. You see, he ain't got a fro. Like he had a bald head, but you look, my barber ain't show up. I couldn't get my shit shaved off, so I just threw a hat on type shit.
uh-huh.
That's what type of day that is. Yeah, another thing I found out last night too, man. I'm gonna talk about that when we hit that point. I'm gonna talk about that too, because I was surprised when I was rather surprised when I saw that shit. Let's go. Let's go to February. Uh, Let me see which one it is. All right, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. Right here. This is in February of '98. Still, no braid, no fro, no none of that. Still a little bald, low cut, whether it's bald or whatever. Still low cut. It's in February of '98.
Mm-hmm.
So that's him and Aretha Franklin. That's for the Grammy.
Right.
Okay, let's look through some more. I pulled some shit up last night.
Now, Aretha Franklin was an actual real victim.
Yeah, that's family. That's family member.
That's an actual real victim right there.
And she probably taking pictures with Chaos.
Mm-hmm. That's an actual real live victim. It all happened to her. It went down. And she got the children to prove it.
Okay, let's see what else we got on here. I came across last night looking through these images, looking through these images and shit. Come to find out, let's go here. Let's go to this one right here. So this motherfucker is still getting paid. If she got credits, if she got credits on this song, right here. Nah, that ain't the one. Hold on. Right here. So Sparkle, if I could turn back the hand of time,
Mm-hmm.
this is a single that was released in '98.
Mm-hmm.
This was released in '98. So if you go right here, look at this shit on the credits. Look who got backing vocal. The credits for backing vocal.
Yeah. So
Bruce Kelly, Sparkle, Bruce Kelly, R.Kelly, Sparkle.
Hey, she claimed, Sparkle claimed that she did the background vocals on the Aaliyah album. So okay, yeah, I was watching her on the Breakfast Club today. I've been doing a little PI work. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure this shit out. She was on the Breakfast Club talking about she was sung background vocals on Aaliyah's shit, and she said that she couldn't tell if anything was going on because the mama was there, the uncle was there, the daddy was there. So all the time. So that kills the whole scenario.
And she's been. Go ahead, cause long as she's been around for all this shit.
Yeah, she started. She said on the Breakfast Club that she started working with R.Kelly in 1992.
So she was around for all this shit, all of the allegations with Aaliyah, all this shit.
If you're listening, Jennifer Bonjane, if you're listening, if you're anywhere near the sound of my damn voice, listen to the interview with Sparkle on the Breakfast Club. She said she worked with that man from 1992 on up, which means she knew about everything. And if she knew about everything and she had been messing around, because think about it, public announcement was done with Kales back in 92. That's when, the whole thing, shit fell apart around that time. They was around kicking it, but they wasn't doing, they weren't really doing it, and they weren't making no noise. So that's around the time where everything went left with Sparkle and Earl and Kales and her being on the couch.
Right.
Straight up. So, when you look at that, okay, so now you talking about a 4-year time span that you knew this dude. Aaliyah album come out in 94. So that's 2 years down the line. You there for the scandal, and you introduce your niece to him right after the scandal.
Right after the scandal in 96.
In 1996, right after the scandal.
Right after the scandal in 96.
So you was aware. You introduced him, but he didn't have Rockland Records until 1999. 98, 99.
Right. What's up, J-Rock?
See,
What's up, Big Vi? What's up, Derek?
What's going on? You see, we over here. He asked about some timeline, so here we go. We on the timeline. Sparkle has been around forever.
She been around forever, man. Now who we in?
I just happened to jump on YouTube and just happened to see y'all live right now. I said, "Oh shit, what they got going on today?"
Yeah. Here we go. We know we going back from the court. We talking about the tape. We talking about the tape with the actual mole on it. The guy had the fro, right?
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And they say that was from 98.
Uh-huh.
It said between 98 and 2000, roughly.
So check this out. On the back, what did the picture of R.Kelly on TP2.com with a back pose?
Yep.
Was it a mole on his back?
You know, that's a good question, but I do have the CD somewhere. I can look for it and find it.
It was a back pose. I remember that. Because he had hit the gym on them. He had hit the gym. He had him going crazy out there in the streets.
Here we at, right here. This is an interview with, I think this is the one he did. No, that ain't with Travis Smile. That's another one he did. But this one was published in June. This one was from 98 as well. When he did this interview. Still, no how. We trying to get to the fro. So we done had January, February, then we went to June. It's the same shit.
Right.
So we gonna go from June. Let's see what he had here. Well, he won what year did he win his Grammy? He received his Grammy. He was nominated in 98. He was nominated in February, January, February. Then they had the award show around June sometime, and that's when around the time he received his Grammy.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Grammy pose for winning the Grammy in '98.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me. I ain't see if it was up there or not.
Yep. You know what? I got the TP2 CD cover here. Yeah, Derek, you're right. On the back side, there is a back pose with him holding the T-shirt.
Right.
So I can't really tell that the mold is or not because you know how the lighting is and the way he kind of flex a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was the mold supposed to be on the upper end of his back, the middle, or the lower?
I think it was like the lower.
They say the lower back.
Okay, because on it I can't really tell because the way the shadow looks on the back part on his back. So the way the lighting got it kind of showing. It's kind of hard to tell.
So let's go. Let's see where we're gonna go from there. We go here. Now we're going from June. Now we're in August. August of '98. So now we're gonna go from August of '98. Now we're gonna go to September of '98.
Yeah, I remember that Ebony magazine. I remember that 98.
Now we're in September of '98. What's up, Margie?
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's Muse Black. What's good?
What's up, Muse Black? I don't know why I call you Margie. What's up, brother?
Let's see.
We in September.
Yeah. What up, Muse Black?
So we're gonna leave from September.
What up, Flow Thoughts?
What's going on, man? How you feeling, bro?
Chi-Town in the building. Just wanted to put a voice with the name.
Most definitely.
What's up with the Chi-Town? You know we had Chi-Town on here last night, man, cutting up.
Yeah, I'm at work right now, but it's a Gucci Sunday though. My Sunday's always Gucci and laid back.
Uh-huh.
Already, man. What's up? We're gonna pause with going down the timeline, man. I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked your brother last night, man. How you feel? How is Chicago receiving this situation? What you think Chicago feel about what's going on? If you can speak.
Well, it's kind of a mixture. You got people who was on the other side that's coming on the fence because they seeing all the inconsistencies, and so
Okay.
it's raising the eyebrow. However, you got a lot of people who want to stand up and voice their opinion for justice. However, it's like Pac said in that interview in jail. Follow me now. Pac said, and you wonder why niggas live a negative lifestyle. He not saying that that's what they're going after or that's what they're embracing, but he said when we try to stand up for our communities and voice the injustice and the wrongdoings that's going on that you're not seeing in the mainstream of media, he said, y'all take them out. He say, so us in the community, we see that as, okay, that's why niggas live a negative lifestyle because in their mindset, it's safer and you don't have a bullseye on your back. But also, Pac said in one of his lyrics, I'd rather live like a man than die like a coward.
Right.
Uh-huh. Right.
So I mean, if in unity there's strength.
Exactly. I speak that all the time, man. I speak unity, and until we figure it out, until we realize the only way that these people are going to ever respect us as a culture is when we come
Yeah,
together. As long as we continue to do what we
that's
see
it.
now, they're gonna keep taking and picking us off one at a time.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
what is sad about the whole thing from the beginning to end, as Provoked Thoughts and Jeff always say, and J Rock and Lil Mac, is that when you are an individual in this society, no matter what culture or ethnicity you come from, when you still dealing with past hurt, past trauma, bitterness, unforgiveness, resentment from wherever it has come from, you have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You have to deal with
Uh-huh.
that
Right.
because your mind can articulate and see clearly of really what's going on. And this the deep seated deficit that you're in. You need to go get some help for that. And it's okay that you like that. It's okay. But
Uh-huh.
accountability and I'm into personal development. So I'm always like the first Top Gun movie. If you remember that line in the movie when Tom Cruise's friend Goose had passed and he went to his superior to find out what his option was. And the superior told him, I'm not here to blow sunshine up your ass, son. He said, a good pilot is always compelled to evaluate what has happened so that he may apply what he's learned.
Mm.
You follow me?
Right.
I
So
remember
Oh
you
yeah.
that.
know those common threads. You know what I mean? You see it all through our movie. South Central is another movie. You know what I mean? OG Bobby Johnson's mindset had to change, and it took him going inside, disassociating with everything that he was tied into, that he was around, that affected him. Father was locked up, grandfather was locked up. So it's just a trend in our community. You know, but when he got a hold to Ali, Ali helped him change his mindset. You know what I mean? And once he
Mm-hmm.
did that, now he was in a greater position to help his seed, even though the other parent was going through their struggle. And anytime you hear people that stand up for the injustice, to speak to and articulate our pain, our joys, and when we don't have a voice, when you hear artists come around or whatever their art form is, and they speak against that and they speak up for that, it's a healing. It's like a release. Somebody understands what I'm going
Uh-huh.
through. Yet
Mhm.
the elitists and the private bankers, those who control the planet Earth, don't want that. So anytime you're
Nah.
trying to stand up for change, like Matulu Shakur said in prison when they interviewed him about plot, anytime you stand up for change and you want to organize around change, then people set you out to be a revolution and people come at you now.
Right. Man, you
But you got to
speaking.
understand that comes with it though. That's the prerequisite for being 10 toes deep and being thorough. You got to strong enough be the strong man in the doorway of your home. And the only way they can get you is what the word said. In order to bind the strong man, you got to bind the strong man in order to spill his goods. The only
Right.
way you can
Man,
invade his house or get across that perimeter of that union that he's been placed in by divine order, the only way you can get in there and infiltrate his community or his inside his dwelling is to bind the strong man. So how do you bind the strong man? You put an X on his back. You make it hard. You don't rehabilitate him when you go in there. The private bankers, they ain't interested in trying to rehabilitate you.
Man, this brother speaking, bro.
It's not even about none of that. It's to depopulate the earth with you. Lady of Liberty in America is nothing got to do with us. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Them having your amendment for guns, they didn't intend that for you. That ain't for you.
Man.
And so what do? You infiltrate. You infiltrate like they did Malcolm X, like they did even Martin Luther King. Infiltrate his inner circle. Don't leave
out Fred Hampton.
Infiltrate.
On, man.
Huey Newton. You can go on and on. You can go on and on and on. What they always do, they turn us against each other from the inside out. They've spread the propaganda, the fake news. It's the Willie Lynch at the bottom of the day. It's the Willie Lynch mindset. It's that slave mind. So personal development never ends.
I'm talking
personal development ain't never gonna end. You got to always continue personal development. So like the movie Top Gun, in my closing, you must always fall back and evaluate what has been happening so that you can apply the lessons in life that's always showing you.
That's it, man. And I tell people this. I was just telling the person this about 3 or 4 days ago, and they were talking to me about encounters and saying, like, you ain't never did this, you ain't never did that. That's why one of the greatest lessons and the greatest thing my grandfather ever said to me was to look and listen twice as much as you talk. You got 2 eyes and 2 ears, but you only got 1 mouth. It's not meant for you to speak, but observe and listen at what people are saying and watch what people are doing around you. I told this person, I'm like, look, I don't have to be the one that go through a situation to sit back and observe and understand how to prevent from getting myself in that situation.
Right.
If I see somebody walk in the hole, me seeing that person walk in the hole is not designed for me to walk in behind them. But other than walking in behind them, go get this brother some help. But now we have a lot of people that's so busy talking, they not paying attention to these brothers that's walking in this hole. So now you just get people just continuing to fall in the hole. Now everybody trying to figure out how they got there. Because they ain't been watching. They ain't been listening.
Look, listen and learn, baby.
You know what I'm saying? And you came on, you speaking the truth, bro. They infiltrate us, and once we get to that high point, and then here it comes. They don't want us to be aware of what's going on. They don't want us to know. Like you say, like Pac, man, he the dude to me only to die at 25. What he accomplished as far as our community goes, just calling it how it is. Like right now, Lil Boosie, you should be afraid for your life. But if you were made up in your mind, like, look, this is who I am, and I'm willing to die for speaking the truth all the time, then you live in that. Yeah. That's why I have so much respect for the brother. Like growing, now where I come from in the South, I never knew of no Fred Hampton. I didn't know no Jeff Ford. I didn't know these people, but when I learned their story and I learned their stance, I'm like, man, hold on. I have nothing but respect for these guys. But then it's sad as fuck that our own people were used to take these people out.
Absolutely, and not for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep on saying, man, last night I was on the same thing, man. For Section 8, bro.
That blew my mind when I heard that.
For a trip to Florida, bro,
on Spirit, a trip to Florida on Spirit Airline.
Okay, in a free hotel.
So where did you go? Disney World.
She probably ain't even go to Disney, man. They probably sent it to the desk or something.
Other stuff now, all of these things that I'm hearing right now are grounds for dismissal. Absolutely.
Just bribery by a quarterfish, about a prosecutor. You hear coercion by a prosecutor,
and massage testimony out of this woman, man. And then dug up her past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about not even her past, probably with Kale.
Yeah, and
y'all
brought
they play a dirty game, man.
Yeah, it's a dirty game, y'all. And you guys brought up a good point, especially when you talk about how our own people are so quick to turn on us on some BS, especially when the people that's been doing us dirty has a longer track record than we do. And Muse Black
man.
and Derek, both of y'all from the Chicago area.
Yeah.
So the name I'm gonna throw out, I'm sure y'all know. There was a police sergeant back in the day by the name of John Burge.
Ooh, yeah, man. Yeah, he was something else.
Yeah, and for those in the chat who don't know who John Burge is, because the reason I know about it, because I got some family in Chicago too.
Okay.
So I kind of know the story. How John Burge was a police sergeant, I think between the early 70s to about the early 90s. What Repro thought probably by the mid or late 80s, I think. Somewhere up in there. Because it was roughly, he was in there at least about at least 20 years or more, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And for those in the chat who don't know, John Burge had a crew, and his crew always was running up on black men and planting evidence, false arrests, beating false confessions out of them during interrogation.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Include cattle prodding and waterboarding, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think it was electric shock he used too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I think the cattle
like a shock treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that was to the genitals of the men that they was interrogating.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, so he was in the middle of all of that, and what tripped him up was, I think it was in the middle of the 90s or early 90s, was when one of his cases came back, and one of the guys that was falsely imprisoned due to a false testimony, and he wound up perjuring himself. And in regards to the perjury, he wound up being sentenced to about 4 or 5 years in prison, but it wasn't in Illinois, it was in Florida. And he said in an interview, I remember seeing the interview about it, and he said, and I guess the interview asked him, would you consider going back to Chicago? He said, I can't go back to Chicago because too many people want me dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he turned up dead later on. I forgot what year it was, but when I heard about that story, and they said it was like about 100 people. It's supposed to be like maybe maybe about 100 black men, whatnot. To me, whatever number they got, multiply that by 5 or more, because they didn't do so much dirt. I promise you, I think John Burge had a stake in a whole lot of dirt on a whole lot of black men in Chicago.
That's deep, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, sit up here, you watch all this stuff that's going down, and this whole videotape, the central portion of everything that we doing right now. Reason why they put a RICO charge on this man holding, so that they could do this to him. That was the reason for the RICO. That was
right.
Money to just so you can hold on to this dude to try to do this to him.
Right.
This is what they really trying to do. We need to know what the hell happened with the with this tape. But y'all ain't got y'all. Yeah.
Because the detectives say they went to go get the tape, but all of a sudden the tape was missing now. But then they say that's the tape that McDavid and Kelly were bought back. I say, well, how they bought it back if it was shown in 2008?
Right.
And check, hey, Big Vibe, check this out. Didn't you notice that the times on that tape kept changing when they presented it? And
Yeah.
at first, I believe, Derek, it was what 50 something minutes. Then it was 20 something
40,
minutes. I think it was
then it's
yeah
down to
40.
30.
So, to me, you ain't got to be no genius or no doctor. Common sense tells me that that's not only been doctor. Y'all done spliced and add and subtracted and did so much stuff to that tape. That ain't no telling what's going on with that.
Man,
Right.
Well, what about
man,
this, Moss? I'm gonna ask you this. Now, last night I asked your brother David, same question. How do Chicago perceive people with those type of allegations on them, with that type of background that they trying to accuse Kelly for having?
Man, we don't even get down like that, man. You dealt with, we call it, you guys, you'll be served, man. You'll be served, man. You'll be served. But from the hood, from the hood. I ain't talking about no authorities, from the hood. That's just unacceptable, man.
That's just
That's
unacceptable. So they say
unacceptable.
that's unacceptable, and no
Unacceptable.
hood in it, no brown skin
Nowhere.
neighborhoods in the world. I don't know a neighborhood that accept in it. Never. I just never have heard of a place where that was okay. You know what I'm
And
saying?
then
And, and,
and then
and not
too,
only that, to go to that person's father, which means you confirm allegedly to the father, hey, I've been doing these things with your daughter, but can you forgive me? What you know the type of
hmm,
balls you gotta have to go and fucking
man, that ain't
go and
happening,
tell
man.
a man that I've been sleeping with your underage child. Can you forgive me? Seriously, like
In the
what?
words of
I've heard a lot of
prima
shit
donna,
go
make
on
it
in the
make sense.
And you can
I've heard a
literally
lot of
spend,
shit
you
go
can
on in the black
literally
community.
you can spend this shit now because he dead.
Right.
Because you can't go
Yeah.
and ask him, hey, why you
Right.
work for this
We
man?
got Dean in here. What's up, Dean?
What up, Big Vibe? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up?
What up?
What up?
What
What
up?
up?
What?
You
Dean, what's good? What's good, bro? What's good, Dean?
yeah,
What's up?
he
What's up? What's up?
spoke
What's
for the
up?
league. Can't go ask this man shit. You know,
Right. So you gonna say you just gonna make your daddy seem like this the first black. I mean, we gonna try. Now you think about her dad compared to Samuel Jackson. On now Samuel Jackson was that's the modern that's the average dad in a black community that I know. You did what? I'm finna kill. Hey, look, I'm finna kill. Even if you in the courtroom, wherever you at, you done ruined my daughter's life. I'm finna fucking kill, man. Look, whatever it takes, that's what it's gonna take.
right.
But for you to come to me and allegedly tell me I've been sleeping with your daughter when you forgive me, and all this motherfucker does is I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you, and walk off historical. Are you serious? Are you serious? I
Hey,
mean, even
hey,
a bitch
like
ass nigga would try to fight for his daughter.
man,
Right.
you get your oil changed. You get your oil changed.
B, remember what we said? I said the other day, if I had R. Kelly on tape or my daughter or something, I guarantee you, this shit wouldn't be no under the rug extortion. If I didn't
Yeah,
kill his ass right then, I would have said, yo, you
real
working
talk.
for me the rest of your life. When I
Hmm.
make whatever proceedings or earnings he get, that's all mine. You crazy? You got R. Kelly over here talking about like doing shit with your daughter, and all you did was get some credits of playing a guitar on his album. Get the fuck out of here!
Right.
Man, come on, man.
Ain't no real black person in the hood buying that.
Right.
And
No, man.
you know the funny part about this whole deal is the fact that the people that can really, literally, totally jump in and be able to help R. Kelly, and also to totally disprove everything and all the BS that these people putting out, they're dead, and that's Aaliyah and Greg Landfair.
Yeah.
The only one living is the detective that
Yeah.
took the stand and said that they showed him a
Mm.
DVD. What they showed him was a DVD and not a VHS, and that he said the VHS that they showed him appeared to be worse than the DVD. He said the DVD quality appeared to be worse than what the tape was. He say because like he say like the experts say once you copy and copy and copy this motherfucker so many times, it just started distorting the tape worse and worse.
Man, they done
Yeah,
did
that's
more
what I was
cutting on that
saying.
damn. Man, they did more cutting on that damn tape than a first grade art class, man.
Fam, that tape
Yeah.
don't exist no more. They done cut it up so much.
Look, man, like them dudes say
Hey,
back in
hey,
Detroit, they used to get one kilo of jive, and they'll put 10 kilos of mixed jive on it. They'll turn 1 key into 10. I say, God damn.
So I really want to see how many witnesses will be called on R.Kelly behalf this time.
Yeah, that I
yeah, that'd
do.
be
That
interesting.
right there is something I'm looking forward to.
Because he needs some people to come on out, motherfucker. But I promise you, I need Dre on that stand, player. I'm telling you, no, bitch.
Man, she can't make it to the thing because see, she out here doing shit like this.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Say get that
Hey, 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 hey,
$35 house.
hey, Derek. Hey,
What up?
Derek.
Good.
Check this train of thought and J Rock. Tell me if you follow this train of thought. This may be something real small, but when Pac was outside the courthouse when he was in that white shirt, he said he mentioned the number 30. He said it got 30 charges when none of them have anything to do with me. Now we both all agree that them cases are so similar. It's almost eerie. Then Kel talked about being 30 years in the game. Then they give him 30 years. I'm
Uh-huh.
hearing I don't know, some masonry, 33 degree. You know what I'm saying? You
But you
follow
know
where I'm going, J Rock?
the 30 is
That's kind of deep
significant
right
for
there,
the
man.
amount of years that you put in. If you don't own your publishing or your masters, if you own your masters, what I heard from Senator Sane, he did a video on. You have 30 years if you don't own your masters after that 30-year contract that you signed into, you can inquire to get your masters back after that 30 years, but you have a window between that 30 to 35 years that you have to put in to get your masters back.
And in
Facts.
If
regard,
you miss that window, then you fuck. But can't nobody apply for your masters, not even no attorney. You have to physically go in there like Prince did when he went in there inquiring to get his masters back and put that symbol on their ass and told them I'm not a slave. I'm no longer going to be a slave to this
Right.
label. That's the concept. So now he's been locked away ever since his 30 years. He hit 30 years, and all of a sudden he been locked up for 3 years since then.
Mm-hmm.
and also if you take a
See,
look at
that's what
it,
I get. That's what I'm talking about. The 33 degrees in masonry. That's how high
yeah,
up the power is in all of this. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, dog, this is next level.
yeah.
Yes,
You
sir.
know this.
Derek, follow me what I'm saying. Derek, follow what I'm saying.
You know this is next level, bro. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you look at the players that's involved. You got Gloria Allred, you got Michael Avenatti, you got, you know what I'm saying? This the same
Lifetime,
yeah, you got
ABC,
yeah,
Sony.
all these
CNN.
companies. I mean,
And I
All involved.
and I guarantee all they ass is either owned by either Disney or Viacom. Cause that's who own majority of
A&E is owned
that's
by A&E on Lifetime, which is owned by Disney.
exactly.
And you know who sat on the
Isn't it true
board
that
of A&E?
CBS owns Sony though? Isn't it true that CBS owns Sony?
I think Sony owns CBS though, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
but
Or
when you
vice
go back
versa.
to everything, they say damn near Disney or Viacom own everything in the world. Like when everything dates back, it goes back to either one of those two.
Man, that's crazy.
That's why they showed
Yeah, I
Bill
won't be
Cosby
too.
like, nigga, you can't have this type of power. We ain't finna let no nigga have this type of power. Buying a whole network, like you
Yeah.
gonna take our money away.
Yeah, these people be like, oh, these conspiracy things. Oh, it's crazy. No, it ain't crazy to me because it's like, yo, as Kwame Brown said, now all of our black men are deviants and rapos, and it's like, yo, bro, and it's just a continuing pattern. Why is it when they are going for something to make a dramatic change in their life all these charges popping up. It ain't like that. It ain't like y'all quit and try to grab him in 2013 again or 2014, 2010. It'd have made more sense to me then. But when he
Right.
going for his masters, come on, man. Like y'all can't be too obvious.
I
Just
told
like
people
Bill
Because when
Cosby.
y'all had the proof of him obstructing justice after the 2008 trial, y'all would have came right back and got him. You know what I'm saying? Why
Cause
wait
V,
so
cause
long?
V could not for nothing. I remember when he beat the trial. I was in middle school when he beat the trial, so I was in 8th grade. Even then, they still right after he beat it, months later, oh, we feel he obstructed justice. They been was saying that. So why y'all didn't go then? This is
Right.
not nothing. This is not a new agenda they pushing. This is something they've been saying. So if y'all felt in your heart why y'all didn't because they got the power to retry the case again if they felt like he obstructed justice.
And see, a lot of people like to throw out this whole thing. Oh, you R.Kelly supporters, y'all throw on some conspiracy theory. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Every time somebody try to throw that conspiracy theory thing out, I always come back to this point. If that's the case, you got Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, and R. Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
Three
Sam
of the
Cooke.
four are
Sam
dead.
Cooke, throw him in there.
Yeah, but you know what? But here's why I bring them up specifically. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince in particular. And you throw R. Kelly in it. 3 of the 4 are dead and 1 is in jail. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince. Those 3 died in a time frame of less than 7 years. Name me 3 white artists at or near the level of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince that all died in a time frame of less than 7 years.
Michael Jackson was 09. Whitney was 2011 or 12. And then Prince was, Prince was 16. Yeah. That's crazy.
But you don't have no white artists at or near their level that has died in the same time frame. Dolly Parton still living, Willie Nelson still living, Rolling Stones still touring. All them old white artists out there touring, still doing their own damn thing.
And
Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Prince, and R. Kelly wrote and produced for the 2 of the 3 that died.
The only reason why Elvis died like he did it to the damn self.
Right.
Exactly.
On them drugs.
Fill himself up with them opioids to where he couldn't even use the bathroom no more.
He did it to his damn self.
Fact.
Yeah. So,
but
it's crazy to me because I knew they was gonna throw Prince on drugs. I knew it. I knew they was gonna he was on painkiller. I knew it. I'm like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah. Same old script.
There was a video years ago about R. Kelly and the Illuminati and how they're going to use sex to take him down. And this was years ago.
Wow.
Years ago. And I can't find it anywhere. It was
But
on.
they gonna clear the history.
I watched this shit and it put a chill up my spine. Like, oh, they gonna get him just like that. So the thing about it is, like, behind every great crime is a great theft as well. You know what I'm saying? So every single time that this man has went through this shit, somebody done stole from him, bro.
Yeah, they done stole. They absolutely stole from him.
Blatant robberies, man. I'm talking about blatant robberies that they looked past, man. He didn't get no justice for the shit that happened to him in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the messed up part.
That shit.
And do y'all know he sued? Now he sued Jay-Z. He supposed to been warned the settlement, but what's up with that?
Man,
that supposed to be 75 M's right there.
Yeah, you're right, sir. 100%. But like I said, where is the justice? Get no justice for shit. Like, I mean, because right behind that break-in became the sex code shit. Right behind it. Right, I'm talking about right behind it. And I knew it was coming. I'm like, shit. Here we go. They done broken this man crib.
And from what I'm hearing, it was supposed to be June or Mason or one of them that did. That's just a legend. I'm not sure. And it was one of his personal, friends.
He said that motherfuckers that you known for years. That's what Kale said.
But you know what?
Think about it. You got to be real comfortable. You got to be comfortable with the schedule in order to just go in his house and take anything out of two cribs.
Why the women that was supposed to be in the crib bed? Why they ain't call and tell them, look, they out here taking your stuff since they all tied up and held hostage?
Exactly.
Right, they could have went from burglars to heroes.
Facts.
True.
Yeah.
True. You know what though? I'm gonna bring up another point about about Sony because people don't think that Sony has been making power plays, power moves in the back in the shadows. There was an article that came out, and this was about a few months before Surviving R.Kelly came out. And the article said Sony completes acquisition of Michael Jackson's estate of EMI Publishing. This was July 31st, 2018. This was 6 months before Surviving R.Kelly premiered. So during that time frame, Sony acquired EMI Publishing, which means they bought up EMI's the company and EMI's debt. They spent over $4 billion on that move. And keep in mind, this was July 31st, 2018, and this was a month after Joe Jackson had died.
Wow.
And you know who was involved in this before it became a few years back? You know who else? Who was one of the driving forces behind that? David Geffen. And David Geffen, we all know David Geffen had a long-standing beef with Michael Jackson. And we all know who the two black people was on David Geffen's yacht. Gail and Oprah.
Oh, come on now. Wow.
David Geffen was behind it. This was back in this was 2011, 2012. When
this rabbit hole getting deeper and deeper, boy.
It's gonna continue to get that way because it's a lot of players.
But hold on,
in the game.
David Geffen got some shit in his closet, ain't he?
Oh yeah. They said that said David Geffen tried to push up on Michael Jackson, but Michael Jackson wasn't having it.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, David Geffen got some shit. For real, wasn't he MCA at one point?
I'm not sure if he was, but I do remember he owned and operated Geffen Records. I remember that. That was like late 80s and 90s.
I think prior to that, he was like MCA, and then he left. That's when Heavy D took over as C, and then Geffen Records popped up.
Yeah, because I remember because I think Christopher Williams was on Geffen Records at one point.
Yeah, and
I think the New Jack City soundtrack I think was also on Geffen Records / Giant Records when it came out. I believe I got to confirm that for sure, but.
Yeah, but you know, when you look at all of this, man, and like I said earlier when I first jumped on, I was watching the R.Kelly interview on Crown. You know, just listening to him talk about life and all of this, you know what I'm saying? And nobody even really paid attention to what he was really talking about. And to know that, like, for Black Panties, he said he wrote 164 songs. And knowing how long it takes to get in the studio and record one. So you mean tell me, and then if you're doing that, that's a song a day. Every day.
Yeah, I think he was knocking a couple of them out a day, just like Pac was.
Right, but at the same time, you got to mix.
Hey, let me tell y'all. Let me see what y'all think about this though. Even when we talking about the situation with these our elite artists like Prince and Michael Jackson and this caliber. So a guy like Prince, you mean to tell me there was aware enough to tell y'all that he got his masters back, got himself out of his contract. He was aware of all these things. But you mean to tell me that this guy passed away? He passed away and didn't have a will written out. And then his estate goes back to the state. As soon as his estate goes back to the state, they hire somebody to now this is illegal crime they commit. They found someone to come in and break into the man vault. Got inside the vault. Prince had over 8,000 unreleased records. All that went to the estate was bought back by the goddamn record label.
I find it very ironic that once Prince got awarded control of a lot of his masters in court in 2015, he died the very next year.
My point exactly. And now they now they own all the shit. They say Prince got enough music to release the album every year for shit the next 20 years.
Man, look.
Man, if that ain't just what happened with Sam Cooke, man, and the Mafia. I think it was in Etta James' autobiography, what she talked about how the Mafia came to him and pretty much offering him a deal that he just could not refuse. And he wasn't going. Because back that time, Derek can attest to this, back during that time, for you to be a black person and accomplish what Sam Cooke did, it was unheard of.
Oh, he was a straight singer-songwriter producer. Singer-songwriter producer, okay? You got a cat that's one of the coldest in the game, you know, and he get caught up in a hotel with a prostitute to throw his shit.
That was a setup. Yeah, that was all a setup. Yeah.
Stole the shit, bring it in the office.
Yeah. The setup, the hotel was in on the setup.
Yeah. Because they said the woman was a goddamn handler for the fucking the female.
That was how they got down. That was their regular, you know, that's how they used to do.
And shit, he knew it. That's why he went in there and was like, yo, bitch done took my shit.
Right.
And she shot him.
Hey, y'all, look here. Check this out right here. Remember, I've been telling y'all about the Ronnie New interview on the Vlad TV about Michael Jackson and shit.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
I'm gonna let y'all hear this shit. What he say? Of what the government did.
Jackson beat up Bubbles. Hit with 8 pieces.
Hold on.
8 pieces. Like fast. Really? Oh my God. Monkeys are really strong. Though. Yeah, but he couldn't mess with Mike. Mike hit him so fast, made him down on his knees. So Mike just beat the crap out of Bubbles. He hit him with 8 pieces. Hit him with 8 like pieces. Mayweather hit Pacquiao. Okay. Now, later on, Michael was being charged with the whole child molestation thing. Mm-hmm. And you actually got dragged into this. A friend of mine told National Inquiry that he knew some family that knew the Jacksons.
Now, hold on. I'm going to tell y'all now. He said a friend of his told National Inquiry, which is a news reporting station. Now, go back to the R.Kelly shit. Motherfucker went to Jim Derogatis, who's a fucking journalist. Right. Nobody going to the police with this information.
Right.
But let y'all finish listening, though. This is the bullshit. The game.
Mm-hmm. She got dragged into this. A friend of mine told National Inquiry that he knew some family that knew the Jacksons. And they called me on the phone and asked me to come to the hotel. Now, me being a player from the Himalayas, I said, I'm going to go and see what they're talking about. So I could take the information back to Mike and Johnny Cochran. So I go down and I say, yeah, what's happening? So they say, yeah, well, I said, what? They said, what I'm here for? I said, I'm here to help Mike. Oh, said, oh no, we don't. That ain't what we want with you. We heard the boy spent nights at the house. We don't know Michael Temple. I just picked him up or touched him in any kind of way.
Now watch what he say compared to what Roshona daddy did.
Mm.
Now watch what he say. Now that's a dad.
Nights at the house.
I remember this.
I just picked him up or touched him in any kind of way. If he did, we got 200,000 for you. I said, huh? I just got out of prison. I said, man, I can't do that. Can't tell no lie like that. I ain't doing that. He said, what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw a check up, a contract up, and I'm going to show you if we give you 200,000. So
wow.
Michael Jackson. Arrested your kids. Yeah, just touch them or whatever. Right. Touch them anyway. What would you have done if you found out that Michael Jackson molested your kids? What you think I'm a gangster. Come on, man. Right. Come on, right. Well, you told me back when we met up years ago that if that would have happened, you would have killed Michael Jackson. If he'd touched my kids? Yeah. Absolutely. Right. Yeah.
But I love Mike, and I know Mike didn't do that, so he didn't have no problem worried about me.
So now this chick get Section 8 in a trip to Florida, but they offered this nigga $200,000 for a picture.
Facts. I remember that interview.
Wow.
The government did this shit now.
Wow.
He could, and you know it's so funny. The government just threw a number at him. If he had said y'all wanted $2 million, they would have gave him whatever he wanted just to frame that man.
Facts. This is the shit that we dealing with, man. These are the type of people that we dealing with when we talk about the government, man. You willing to knowingly, you want this picture, but the thing was the friend. What did they get a friend that led to the source? What did he get from their ass? To go tell the National Inquiry that my friend got a picture of his kids and they used to spend time in Michael Jackson's house. Why is these people going to these news media outlets? The news media outlets turning into investigators.
Man, I've been asking the same question. No one went to DCFS. No one went to the headquarters of the police station. That just bothers me. And I got family members that's retired in DCFS for 30-some years. So I just ain't ringing a bell. I just ain't getting it. Just make it make sense for me.
I ain't getting it, man. I ain't getting it, bro. It ain't making sense. And then her testimony say Sparkle gave Jim the tape, but then you hear Jim say he received the tape. Well, damn. No, I just said that shit and it just caught my goddamn attention. What the fuck I just said?
Didn't
he received the damn tape.
But Vi, remember the other interview we talked about though. First he says on Surviving
he got it at work.
He said he got it at work, but on Surviving R.Kelly, he said he received it anonymously at his work.
At home.
No, he said that he received it at his job in his mailbox, and in the other interview he said he received it at home.
So now Roshana's saying that Sparkle was the person who gave the tape on. So now all this shit ain't making, none of it is making sense at this point because he said he received it and he called her to confirm if it was her niece. So what the fuck? Which way were they going? That sounds like a head-on collision to me.
But see, what gets me is, didn't Jim Derrick gotta say he got contact from a lawyer about the tape also?
Yeah, but the lawyer denied that shit.
Yeah.
On the oath. The lawyer said he was goddamn lie. Him and Sparkle.
So he tried to
Texas gentleman called him Jim Derrick Greasy.
Put it on the damn lawyer.
Oh, D-Row.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what his ass got to say under oath now.
You know when he ain't following R. Kelly, you can catch him. When he ain't following R. Kelly, you can catch him on South Beach like this.
Man, D-Row.
Jim Derrick Greasy.
Don't misquote a victim. Greenbow turned around like, what the? Oh my God! Don't you got a book coming out, sir? Didn't you get that book to Angel Cruel, nigga? Yeah, around that time, that was when he gave the book to Angel Cruel.
He gave her the manuscript.
That was around that time because he was like, "Don't you got a book coming out, player?" That's crazy, ain't it?
It's crazy. He gave her the manuscript, and then like this is the whole thing on this part too, fellas. And this is why I want to speak now. How I will, and I can speak, and I'm not gonna say that we are perfect as men, because none of us are. And
speak for yourself.
We have fell short at some point in time as well. But we protect our people. We protect our women. We can be on the street and see some shit going on and it don't look right. Even though we should not get involved in it because she might be right back with Ray. But we're gonna try, man, what's going on, man? Why y'all fighting out here, man? You know, whatever. But they say this is supposed to be Jesus to black women of color. But then he got all this information. But when they asked him to come testify on y'all behalf, This motherfucker plead the fifth.
Exactly.
But he's supposed to care about y'all so much.
He don't care about them. He care
Hell,
about his
Michael Jackson
pocket.
had the song back in the day said they don't really care about us. You already said that.
Yeah.
He only care about that
Giving
guy.
the
only
world,
care
giving the
about his
world
pocket.
too much information. You know, they don't. They, you know, the thing about it is they want for us to be perennially misinformed. You know, we ain't supposed to get, you know, the truth that, you know, that that's known by the politicians and, you know, all the higher ups of the world. So they fling this bullshit in our face to keep us distracted. You know, and
Yeah.
and our entertainers are becoming our sacrificial lambs for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest, Snoop Dogg is skating on thin ass motherfucking ice. They giving him a little bit of his flowers while all this shit going on. But when they decide to drop that nigga off at his 30 motherfucking year anniversary of the Dog Pound and Dog Father and all that shit, then we gonna see how they feel about you.
I think he fucked up. I think he should have left Death Row Records where it was.
Facts.
He shouldn't have got involved in that shit.
Cause you know who really want his head behind some shit like that? Suge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simon.
And like y'all mentioned, like y'all talking about how they continue to treat our black artists as sacrificial lambs. There's another one. There's another artist I want to throw on the log on the fire right now, and that's Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh man, come on.
Now,
That's my boy. Come on.
Yeah.
Now,
Let's talk about
I remember
Teddy,
you talking about that, J-Rock.
Yeah,
Let's talk
because
about
like I said before, if y'all have not seen this, y'all need to see If You Don't Know Me, the documentary on Teddy Pendergrass. I'm really starting to think that they really tried to kill Teddy Pendergrass.
They tried to kill him. Hey, bro, they tried to murk him, fam.
Because that man, I forgot, that man had 5 platinum albums between 1977 and 1981.
The only black artist to ever do it.
Right.
Still to this day, it has not been repeated.
The accident that happened right in the spring of 1982. And people and this whole urban legend thing around Teddy was going around talking about, well, you know, the reason he got in that accident was because he had this female that he thought was a female in the car and it was a transgender. He found out, he was so shocked he lost control of his car, and that's how that car accident wound up happening.
Nah, I would have pulled that car, got to beat that motherfucker up.
Nah, what really happened was
what actually happened.
Same old script.
Somebody messed with his car.
Yeah. His one of his friends said that Teddy had multiple cars, and then what I believe was the Philly PD was always harassing Teddy. They would even come up to his estate and would arrest him. The day that when he mentioned this, he said he went into Teddy's garage because he had that Rolls Royce, he had a Ferrari, I think he had a Corvette, and a couple other cars. He said he went in that garage. He said he noticed a couple of those brake lines and those cars were cut. And what he believed is that the brake lines on that Rolls was probably cut because when that accident happened, it was on a real treacherous road around
a winding like a beltway, beltway, yep.
Around Philly. That was a real treacherous stretch of road. And then that's when that accident happened. And because when I looked up, I said, okay, it was March of 1982, but Teddy was just coming off about 5 straight platinum albums. Teddy had a lot going. He was gonna have them Teddy jeans. His brand was really about to take off.
He was about to start doing movies and shit.
Yeah, Teddy was about to be on a whole other level.
Teddy was actually like, think about where R.Kelly was at 30 years old. Where Teddy was at 30 years old. Now the thing about it is, and if you really want to peep game about it, they was taking you out the game sooner because your shelf life as an artist ended sooner. Motherfuckers was getting took out quick. Donnie Hathaway, 30 years old, man.
Get out of my head, Derek. Get out of my forehead. I'll show finna throw that name in there.
Donnie Hathaway.
Yeah, he jumped out the window and killed himself.
So they say.
He was suffering from schizophrenia.
No, he kept on talking about that. Nobody was listening. Yeah, they was coming after him, man.
Yeah, they dubbed him crazy when he was
talking about some alleged shit. Did you just allegedly see the woman that had the fucking wreck and then they said she was dead in the body bag? The bitch was getting out the body bag, they were trying to put her in the ambulance and she woke up. They had it on the news.
So Teddy P, right? You got a lot of shit that goes on with Teddy Pendergrass. So you got to think about it. He was in Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and
Right.
pretty much Harold Melvin lost his whole shine because of Teddy. People thought that Teddy was Harold Melvin.
Right. They didn't sound like each other.
You know, now the problem is Harold Melvin was getting all the paper, and
Right.
Teddy and all the other cats broke. They ain't got no bread, but he got all the paper. And I was watching Behind the Music. Well, no, not Behind the Music. Unsung.
Yeah.
Where he asked that man for $100. He asked that man for some money. He was like, he ain't really got nothing. Gave him $100, but he said he looked through the peephole and saw he had a mattress full of money,
full of $100 bills on that mattress. Yup. And
that's
and also
one of them off
and
gave it to him.
He came to and I think Gamble and Huff came up to him and was talking about the name of the group, and Harold Melvin said, well, you know, the crew was cool with it if we would still be named Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, and they wanted to keep it that way. But he never talked to the rest of the crew about that.
But after a while, they had featuring Theodore Pendergrass. It was on the album cover, featuring Theodore Pendergrass. I got one of them right here. I know. So it's like, so he was sitting up. His shine that was coming, and you know, and then he left Harold and Melvin and the Blue Notes, and they didn't have a hit since. That'll make some people feel some ways.
Yes, sir. Got some furniture moving around.
You know, they didn't have a hit since. I mean, he went solo and exploded.
And not only did he have a hit, the man had 5 straight platinum albums.
His albums was cold. Like they was literally, his albums was kind of 10 years ahead of their time. Does that remind?
Man, that was music back then, Derek. That was music back then, man. That was music back then, bro.
And that's why Kells got the last regime. Music that generated. That was the music that generated R.Kelly. All of that music there is what made him who he is.
Yeah. And he's the last regime. Yeah, he's the last regime.
What did Teddy kind of sing about? You know, his most famous songs was "Turn Off the Lights," "Close the Door," "Come Go with Me."
Right. Yeah. That was a man.
He was talking about Smash.
Them 70s, boy.
Teddy was talking about Smash. Come on over to my place. It's all good.
But it was smooth the way he did it. Smooth the way they did it back then, though. You know, it was smooth. Yeah.
Hey, he got the shit. She wasn't turning them lights off fast enough.
and you see what Cedric said.
Back then, that was first voice.
You see what Cedric had did on Kings of Comedy.
Turn them off, yank.
Just scooter. He gonna make sure the door is off.
And even Teddy's breakups was smooth. That damn Love TKO, come on.
Oh yeah, man.
Lord.
You know what? Hold on. We're gonna have an intermission, man. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta refill my drink, man. I gotta refill my drink, man. I gotta refill my drink. We're gonna have an intermission, man. I gotta refill my drink. Drink them.
And he will put it on. I mean, could you picture if Eris could intersect? Could you picture a one night Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, and R.Kelly one night?
Ooh. A lot of people getting laid that night. A lot of people getting laid that night.
I said if Eris can intersect one night only, Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, and R.Kelly.
Oh no, they gonna lose their mind.
They couldn't take it. They couldn't take it, bro. They couldn't take that, bro. They couldn't take that, bro.
They can't leave out Johnny now.
They couldn't take that, bro.
You can't leave out Johnny Taylor, man.
Yeah.
Man, that was Teddy said it looked like
Johnny lived a hell of a life, man.
Another one.
Yeah, he did. JT did, but it was a different. He was a different flavor, though. You know, you still up there now.
Oh, Johnny's still up there.
Now you know Johnny. His women say every song he ever made was a real story.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know what? I'm gonna tell you, Johnny can blow. Still,
yeah.
to this day, his voice has remained true. So I kudos to that man.
Hey, don't y'all forget about Bobby Womack, man.
Oh,
Facts of
Oh,
life.
yeah. But see, and that's crazy. How many artists can you from today can you put in them categories with those type of artists outside of R. Kelly?
And we didn't even touch the tip of the iceberg because Love Letter wasn't nothing but a Stevie Wonder song.
Love Letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timeless shit, bro. Like Tupac, timeless. Man, Tupac was talking about shit in 90, 98, 99 that's going on right now.
Right now. Yeah.
In 2022.
Yeah.
And also let's throw this out. Let's throw this out here too. Music Must Be a Lady. Come on, you know he would have wrote that.
Ooh, man.
You know he wrote that.
Sound like some poetic type stuff right there, boy.
Yeah,
that's my shit.
That was straight up. That was straight up Marvin Gaye there.
I was bumping that this morning. That's crazy.
No.
Music Must Be a Lady.
Wow.
How do I tell them?
Hold on, let them listen.
You can't tell me that song did not have Marvin Gaye vibes all over that shit.
You know what's an underrated album? People don't give the credit. I feel like they should give it. Happy People / You Save Me.
Happy People.
Oh yeah.
Happy People. You Save Me.
Come on, look, check it out. Love,
because you got good R&B and good inspirational on the same album.
Yeah.
It was all inspirational. It was a happy album.
Right.
You know, so let's think about it. Love Street was Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Ooh. I finally got a chance, Derek, to see them at the Airy Crown one year.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a pure pleasure to go watch Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Yep.
Hey, Derek, you hear me?
What?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to finally see Frankie Beverly and Maze at the Airy Crown.
Oh yeah. It's a pleasure.
Ooh, man, standing up the whole entire time, man. The whole place, man.
Oh yeah.
And they ain't did no album since what, 93?
Right.
And still selling out.
Oh yeah. And I tell you, let me ask you this, Muse. When they played Happy Feelings, was there any weed smell in the air when they played Happy Feelings?
I couldn't tell from where I was sitting. I was on the main floor, but I couldn't tell from where I was sitting at. I was closer to the middle. Yeah.
When they were playing Happy Feelings,
you probably was in the balcony somewhere.
Man, let me tell you, when they did Happy Feelings, that herb was getting lit up.
Yeah. This is in 2014. He was 69 then.
Yeah. When I saw him, it was about 2004, 2005 when I saw him.
Okay. Yeah. Man, that band is off the chain, man. That band is off the chain.
Yeah, but honest to goodness, man, R. Kelly done took from everybody that he heard mama playing while she was cleaning up on Saturday morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
and that's how we get it. That's how we get it, man. That's like even myself. Like I'm a blue. I like blue. I like Johnny Taylor. I like TK Soul.
Yeah.
I like Tyrone Davis. I like all of them because that's what I used to hear growing up. You know, that was the music.
Me too, but I grew up on deeper blues, Sonny Boy Williamson. I don't know if Derek you remember that. Granddad and them used to listen to that. Great granddad and listen to that. Sonny Boy Williamson.
I don't know.
That's way before BB King and Muddy Waters and all them.
My great grandmama used to listen to songs like "Meet Me with Your Black Drawers On."
Yeah, way before that. That was way before that. That's the one that died playing a harmonica and it slid down his throat.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You look him up, Sonny Boy Williamson. His real name was Rice Miller. He's from down south. Yeah, Rice Miller's real name, because it was two Sonny Boys, but the one that was Rice Miller, and he changed his name to Sonny Boy Williamson. So that Sonny Boy Williamson #2, that's the one you look up and you will see. He made the song called Born Blind, and in the song he says, her father must have been a millionaire cause I can show tell by the way she walk.
Mm.
That's down
Man.
south type stuff right there, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really think this music industry with just to get just touching back to the industry itself, man. I don't think it's meant for our artists that looks like us to overachieve. Because you
Yeah,
see the artists
yeah,
that
yeah,
just struggle to make another hit have
yeah.
no type of issues like this. But
Right.
if you get artists that overachieve, and every artist that we've been talking about, from Prince to Whitney to Mike to Sam Cooke to Kel, these are artists who overachieve. Tupac overachieved his contract. They talk about a 3 album contract with Death Row. He did that shit in 2-3 months when he got out of jail. All 3 albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was shorter than that. Yeah, it was shorter than that. Yeah. He did Machiavelli album in 3 days. And the reason they talk about 7-day theory is because every time Pac came in the studio, if you remember, J-Rock and Dean, Pac already carried a rhyme book with him. So when you brought Pac a book, he already had his stuff wrote down. But then, like the way Shock G explained it, it had to be the beat had to be the backdrop of whatever he was trying to deliver. It had to amplify whatever he was delivering. You know what I mean?
Kind of
He
like,
was real keen on that.
kind of like how So Many Tears hit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I see artists like Sam and all of them had that same type of thread. And like Vibe just say, unfortunately, that color, they don't want you to, They look like you're doing too much. No.
Overachieving, man.
You,
Yeah.
you know what's so
Been a billionaire before the year 2000.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's so crazy? Pac was supposed to be on the original Best of Both Worlds.
Right.
Yeah.
This shit gonna be so dope.
I don't know if y'all saw it.
Kelly say he made the song. I wish he made that song for Pac to get on it.
Right.
Yeah,
I
they had
wish
the
he had-
industry sold up.
I don't know if you've seen Reggie Wright his interview just like a few days
Yeah.
ago. He said Pac. He said I never seen Pac do this. He said Pac took his own time out to go watch R. Kelly perform. That's how much he said Pac loved R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe
Wow.
it because I remember when, like I said, in '96 when R. Kelly was in L.A. and Pac was rolled past R. Kelly's hotel when he was waiting for his car. He bust at you and said, and when R. Kelly yelled out Pac, and Pac saw who was calling and saw it was R. Kelly, bust at you came right back over there to him, started talking to him, saying, yo, we got mutual. Yo, he said, I just got so much love and respect for you, man, and everything. When Kels told that to Pac said, I got the feeling is mutual, and he said we should definitely do something, get together. And Pac just said, just let me know when and where, and
That's it.
Hey,
That's
think about
it.
this. So I want y'all to think about this real hard, okay? I'm fucking you tonight. That's Biggie.
Nah,
That's
that's Pac, man.
Pac would
Even-
ate that shit
Yeah.
up.
Even the Sadie. I mean,
Yeah.
Kel was the Tupac R&B, man.
Get out of my head, man. I sure
Tupac
said
with Dear
that.
Mama.
I've been saying that for the
Tupac with
longest.
Dear Mama.
Say about you must be used to me spending
Spending. Yeah.
and all that sweet whining and dining.
Dining.
The same nigga that was
But
like you can run the streets with your
fucking
thugs.
It was so sad to hear that story right there, because they said Tupac embraced Biggie, put Biggie on, and it is so fucked up with our culture, though, man. It be people within your circle, within these circles, that don't want to see certain shit happen. Because when I've been just going over the Tupac and Biggie situation, when Pac first heard Biggie, when he first went to the West Coast and he heard about Biggie, he went back to the East Coast and embraced Big. He wanted Big to be huge. You know what I'm saying? He wanted Big to run New York the way that what he was doing. But like you said, when he came back to visit and they was at the studio and he got shot up, it's almost like, his trust was fucked up, and then Biggie dropped the song "Who Shot You."
Right.
Like,
Right.
he's like,
They
well,
said-
y'all saying y'all don't know nothing about
Yeah,
this, so y'all didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that timing was messed up.
They
Yeah,
said-
yeah.
I don't.
I
The
feel
Kirk.
like the Biggie didn't really know what he was doing.
Yeah,
Right.
nah. They said Big ain't no. Kirk Burrows is just talking about it on one of them things. I think I forgot he talking about it right now. He said Biggie ain't had nothing to do with it. Biggie just made the song just on some. The song was been made. He said Diddy was the one that dropped it. He said Diddy dropped it out.
Wow.
No, he said Diddy was the one that knew was playing the behind the scenes and doing everything calculated.
The beef was fake. The beef
Cause there
set
wasn't
up.
no beef.
The
Lil
beef
C said
set up by.
Lil C was he looked up to all them boys big, they looked up to Pac because Pac was already taking off before them. So Pac reached back and gave them the extended olive branch to them. But like you say, it's a person like somebody is always playing chess in the background.
I mean, the beef wasn't really real. Even the beef with Suge and Puffy, that shit wasn't real, man. I mean, people made it real. The narrative,
The
you know what
media
I'm
made it real,
saying?
definitely.
Yeah.
People made that shit real.
Yeah. Marlon Lawrence said it best. The media does nothing but sensationalize BS. They're not interested in the truth. It's like Denzel Washington says, whoever can get that out, no matter what, who would tear down, whether or not it's incorrect. Used to be Walter Jacobson and, the good people with integrity that had good media coverage. Now, I don't know what the hell they doing today, bro.
Man,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's all about
basically
sensationalism.
they bringing their opinion to the table.
Yeah.
And see, this is nothing more than modern day yellow journalism.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what this is. That's
Yeah.
what they've been
It's
pushing.
Yeah.
propagandized. It's
Yeah.
it's slanted. Because you just look at there's been a smear campaign on an American president
Yeah. Yeah.
right in our faces, right or wrong. I watched the smear campaign pop off
Right.
with Michael Avenatti leading the damn way. People don't even understand that we dealing with forces that are not of this earth, man. When it comes to this, I mean, this is really a serious.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
be. You gotta have your head. You gotta have your head squared for stuff like
Yep. Yep.
because when
Yep.
you explain yourself about why you support certain situations, you can't sit up here and be like, oh well, I like the man's music and blah 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 blah. And look, I see a blatant injustice here. I have a legal mind, and this is the way that I feel. I
Right.
feel that everybody is entitled to a certain amount of due process rights, and I don't see that happening.
Right. Right. Right.
Right. And
Yeah.
and going back to the album for a minute, that best of both worlds, if it was going to be Pac and it was going to be R. Kelly, that album would have changed music for real.
Man, for history, bro.
It would have changed
It
music
went
so
down in
much
history.
because I could tell you right now, and in the back of my head, I've been thinking about this. Do you have any idea how Dear Mama 2.0 would be with Pac rapping on the with Pac rapping on the verse?
Man, none of these young
R. Kelly,
Thundercats, J Rock,
R.
can do
Kelly
nothing
singing
like
the
that today.
background on that?
Right. None of these young Thundercats can do none of that today. They can't even touch no song. They don't got the creative mind. And no disrespect, they have no creative mind to even sit down and do that. And I like today's hip hop. I listen to it. I roll with it. You know what I mean? I'm a music lover, DJ by heart. But I'm just saying, we still listen to Pac stuff, bro.
We do.
You can listen to. Have you listened to his commercial albums, Dame, and then went back with the same song with the original, the OG version? And it's a total different. I'm like, man, I like the OG version better than I do the commercial version.
He have a different message for you. Like
Yes, sir.
when you hear
Yes, sir.
a version of How Do You Want It versus the version on the album,
Right.
right. You get a different little message in there. It was little nuggets that was real.
Hold on.
How do you want it?
I ain't the same thing. And about the remixability of
Yeah.
just think about Pac being alive and being able to get away from death row and Pac and R. Kelly would have had Rockland Records.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
The
Hey,
type
hey,
of could have been made.
hey, Derek, J-Rock, do y'all recall? I was trying to get some clarity on it. I don't know what year it was, but for 384 million, Jay-Z and Rock Nation bought Park's catalog.
I can believe.
I heard a
Did you
story.
hear that,
about
J-Rock?
I heard a story something like that. It was like I didn't know the exact
How was that
details,
possible?
but
How was that possible?
I did hear something about Jay-Z, Rock Nation being involved and with Pac's catalog and at some level. But I don't know if they purchased it or they was inquiring about it. I didn't know
Right.
how deep it
So I
went.
never got no clarity on it. Yeah.
Yo, what up, Malik? What up, EJ? Welcome to the panel, man.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
What's up?
What up?
Yeah. What up, fellas? Like the signal going in and out.
That sounds like some dial-up.
Yeah. Somebody who got a wire on here? Who wearing the wire?
right. I'm working for them people.
Hold on.
Right. Don't do it, Rod. Don't do it.
Nah,
120
hours.
Nah, man.
Now I gave you 120 hours, R.Kelly. You know what I'm talking about. It's
Rod, you just don't know. Every time you do, boy, I be hoping. Hey, one day you weren't on. You had left out. We was on something. I told J Rock in the chat, and J Rock did it. Man, bro, I almost fell out, man.
I sure did. Big guy, you had already left. You already left. I went on ahead and did it, man.
Man, he blessed me, man. He blessed. That was my early birthday present for next month.
That nigga gotta be the biggest clown on TV,
Woo,
on social media.
He a character, man.
I call man his nickname. I call him Curl Can't Get Right, man.
Yeah, man. That boy. He want to show so bad.
And him and Gerald Green go to the same barbershop.
Man, Gerald Green got to pay for 2 haircuts. That motherfucker got a big ass head, man. God.
Man, Gerald Green is the only dude I know that would actually have to get his hair cut by a landscaper.
Oh man.
Gerald Green, pinky in the brain.
Pardon, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Hey, I got a question. I've heard that best of both worlds thing before. In your personal opinion, how do you think the album would have really turned out?
With Pac?
I think it would have did numbers, man.
That's hard to say in today's climate.
Cause little people know both of the best of both worlds were Hove. Those are the crazy numbers, but both of them got leaked every time, and then they still just wind up putting it out.
But the thing is that I think that just the anticipation of an album with an R. Kelly and a Pac would have been big.
Right.
Alone.
I think it would change the landscape of music a lot.
Just that alone at that particular time, because you got to think about it. That would have been something that would have been like in '98. It would have took a couple of years to get that shit going.
Right.
You had Pac at the top of rap, then Kells on fire on the beat.
Yeah. How both of them was in the studio, bro. That would have been fire, man. Because when they went in the studio, they was in that joker, bro. They was in there taking care of business. They wasn't playing. And
even the passion, they passion.
Yes.
Like when it comes to the mama and the upbringing and different shit like that, Pac being, his situation and Kells being they from them just sitting around talking about their life together, that's what a music gonna get created in. So everything that coming out of there finna be heartfelt shit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another thing too. That project with R. Kelly would have been one of the few artists back then that would have actually been able to actually have R. Kelly, Pac, and Biggie featured on the same damn song. Because
Woohoo. Yeah, because he did that. Yeah.
Big and R.Kelly already worked together at least 3 times. So you mean to tell me if R.Kelly already worked with Big and he's doing the project with Pac, that there's no way that Biggie is going to be featured on this type of album, even if Pac is on it?
Oh no,
that shit would have happened.
Oh,
And
Okay.
if that would have happened, that would have started a rumor about Pac and Big on the project with R.Kelly on a song going into next. Then rumors would have came out like, is Biggie and Pac gonna do an album together? Then that would have spun off.
Okay, so then
Go ahead, Malik.
let me throw this out there though. So you gotta be mindful. You talking 96, right?
Yeah, between about 96 and 98.
Okay, R. Kelly didn't really get his bubble burst. He didn't really break out there until 2000, 2001 for real.
You know what? That's actually kind of true.
Hold on. But now you got to be mindful that 2000, 2001, 2002, down south was kicking butt from 98, 97.
And that's why Barry Hankerson came to him and said that music was changing.
Right. Okay.
And he needed to get with the program and shit. And he was like, hell no. Because he had his own lane, and that was
Right.
being the R&B.
Okay.
Right.
So now let's look at one key thing. Had Earn Hall not for lack of better words, got scared, would that really have still been the R. Kelly?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
His gift is
Definitely.
undeniable. His gift is undeniable.
What separate Kels from everybody? Kels could sound like a Prince. He could sound like Donny Hathaway. He could sound like Marvin Gaye. He could sound like Michael.
The man did opera, bro. The man sung opera, bro.
Thank you, bro. That's what separated him from everybody. And his opera is superb.
I'm talking about a trained singer.
Okay, now watch this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this out here, Hank, with the biggest Smokey Rush. Let's take him singing out of the equation, right? I say his pen game is better than his vocal game.
You could argue that. You can definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that because I can mention Donny Hathaway, and that'll settle that argument. You know what I mean?
Pen game, you're right, bro. His pen game is.
But you're not touching nobody without no lyrics, though.
So now, hold on. If you think about it, and this is not like going at nobody, I think Big Boss said a lot of Sam Cooke, Tupac, all these people were overachievers, correct?
Right.
If you think about it, it's some people that weren't mentioned that overachieved.
Yeah.
But because they switched from singing to strictly writing, their whole career turned out totally different.
I think he just reinvented himself with the times.
No.
He still stayed true to him, but he just reinvented himself with the transition of the times of the music.
I'm saying that when we always talk about the
Malik.
We lost him.
Yeah, he went in and out.
Malik. Valid points. Now, yesterday or this morning, I did actually say something that he said. Like in 2000, that's when he was in his rocket ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had already done I Believe I Can Fly. Now you got full image change with a new 2000 sound that ain't bogged down by nobody. You got pretty much full creative control.
Right.
2000 though, I say when that hit, that's when he turned into the R&B thug. Man,
yeah, because that was
because that's when rap was really starting to kind of take over.
Right, he had to change his whole setup how he sung.
Like I said, he reinvented himself.
You know what I'm saying? Because he stole on R&B thug.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, around going into 2000, starting in 2000 going in, that was when that Love Land and that 12 Play Fourth Quarter was supposed to come out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was anticipated.
Because it
is actually well, I would say I'll put that in the top 3, if not his number 1 album as far as playability all the way through.
Which album? TP2 or
TP2.com. Now,
of course.
But you also got to think about the fact that Chocolate Factory was the same way, playable all the way through.
Yeah.
Now you get into like, and this is like 2000s. I'm going to. That's when he started having them playable albums straight through. But I would say the R.Kelly album was playable all the way through.
Yep.
You know,
you don't think 12 play was all 12 play was
I didn't like Back to the Hood of Things, bro.
That's that and I like that Crotch on You was like the only those are only 2 songs I didn't like. Everything else, Untitled, everything else was fire.
And of course, Public Announcement, R. Kelly and Public Announcement, that was his first album. So I give you a curve on that one. You brought us you brought us 4 great hits off of that. Still, and it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So, but when you get into like the double album, even though it was a great album, probably one of the best double albums ever made, it wasn't to play all the way through joint. It just wasn't. It was too
I say out of 25 songs maybe on that album, it was a good 5. I say on the double album. I probably
you had when a woman's fed up, Home Alone, etc. Get Up on a Room.
Second Kelly was fire to me.
Second Kelly, Get Up Queen.
Was it Fiesta was on that one?
No,
Fiesta was on TP2.
Now, like I said, this was him coming. You know, you had the Celine Dion joint. I Believe I Could Fly. So that, like I said, it was an incredible double album. But then you got into that 2000 era where he had that full creative control. Barry Hankerson wasn't executive producing shit and trying to point him in whatever direction he wanted to, because he fired that motherfucker. He was done with him. Yep. So that's when you got the TP2.com and you was about to get the Love Land before Barry Hankerson got his booty wet and started, I guess, conglomerating with Sparkle and getting tapes out.
And the ironic part about the TP2 album was the fact that A Woman's Threat was a song initially that was supposed to be for Sparkle, but R. Kelly took that song over and put it on TP2.
So I got a question, panel. Name me one double album that's ever been a listen through all the way through. I can't.
All Eyes on Me.
Probably Biggie.
Yeah.
And Biggie.
No. All Eyes on Me.
No. Yep.
Okay. I'm talking about of a rider all the way down.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree.
This is my question. If you're going on a road trip and you only can take one CD, you would take All Eyes on Me, both discs, or both discs?
Hey, if
I would take Me Against the World and Machiavelli.
If that was all I had, I'd be
Me Against the World's classic.
He's talking about as far as rap or R&B wise,
I'm just saying,
just in general.
I can't think of no double album that's a listen through all the way through.
And I agree. I agree with you.
Still down? Are you still down by Pot?
I agree with him. I agree with him.
Yeah, that's a double album. That's the first one he did.
I would say more people on the side.
The one after, the one after the All Eyes on Me.
And I agree with him. I don't feel like
he had an album after All Eyes on Me besides Machiavelli.
Are you still down?
Yeah. Are you still down?
You still down?
Then he got one, the greatest hits, where it didn't go to any albums. They were like for soundtracks, and they just compiled it on one album. That was a double album. The All Eyes on Me was a double album. Are You Still Down was a double album. Then you got Better Days was a double album. Then you got Until the End of Time. That was a double album.
I definitely couldn't.
I forgot about Better Days.
Yeah, I haven't, because the Anthony Hamilton joint is on there, and DJ Quick is on there.
DJ Quick, my boy.
Man, he threw down on that, bro.
It's hard.
You got to hear that track.
Album that you can listen. It's hard to make one album that's a listen through all the way through.
That's a fact.
Man, you got to check that Better Days album out, bro. You got to check that Better Days album out.
I feel you, but it's been done. It has been done.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I got stuck with All Eyes on Me and that was all I had to listen to, I'd be straight.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean,
Yep.
and it's some that I would be disappointed in. Like, man, why the fuck did I get this?
Right.
But you right. Acquired taste comes into play with stuff like that. So I would say I agree to a degree.
I just always wondered that. Like, I can't even think of a bunch of solo albums I can ride with if I had to just take one song.
But TP2.com be one of them.
Well, I tell you what. Maybe because of the era I came up
Okay.
and some of the things I did. If I had to pick one, it probably would be Reasonable Doubt.
Okay. Which one he say?
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm going on a road trip for real and I had to pick one, it would be Reasonable Doubt. Second would probably be R.Kelly, Rakim, Follow the Leader.
Well, since you said that, I'll have to pick Nas, that Ether album. That Ether, and then my second one will be Goody Mob, the Soul Food album.
Oh hell, boy, damn it, damn it, Muse,
dude,
damn it.
man, I'll be bumping that Soul Food album, boy. Andre 3000, dude, stop playing.
But I'm
that was the real CeeLo Green. That was the real CeeLo Green. I don't know who that joker is today.
Okay.
Well, you gotta be back.
Yeah. And, hey, are you still standing? Are you still standing? Still standing by Goody Mob. That's tight too. But that Soul Food album, dude, please.
What about Get Rich or Die Trying?
Who?
Get Rich or Die Trying?
Nah.
Oh yeah. Man, that Soul Food album taking all of that. That Soul Food album, man. That Goody Mob, man.
Now you know what?
And that Ether album that he did, that Nas did, woo, dude.
Yeah.
Now,
he
snapped.
snapped.
If I had to take one Nas album, it probably would be The Firm.
Okay.
I don't bump Nas, so
okay. I like my style.
I'm really not a Nas fan either.
Meaning I'm a Hove in a 50.
I just
Man,
love the culture.
ain't nobody mentioned DMX debut album, man.
Oh. But to me, I'm a big X fan.
What's that?
But I wouldn't
here we go. Here we go.
I'm a
big
that
album.
X
Here we
fan,
go on there.
But I don't think X has a full bump through album for me. That's my opinion. And X is in my top 5. I don't like all time. But I don't feel like X has a full, I feel like from top, he might have 2 or 3 songs on that album where I'm gonna not play.
Yeah, I would just shuffle his catalog. Yeah, I would just shuffle his catalog and just ride like that. Yeah.
The thing is, what made X so great, he had the singles that he pushed on his albums, you couldn't deny him. Like those are diamond selling.
Man, that song, Here We Go again. When you talking to Shorty, we break that down. Whoo, dude.
Now,
he was a storyteller, man. It's like where he told a story, bro.
I couldn't really get into X like that. I mean, I like X. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I wasn't a pistol toter stick up kid. So
okay.
The X was
right.
I wasn't on. Like
you know, it's an underrated album. My opinion, Doug Motivation 101. I feel like people don't give it his credit.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I tell you what. Since you're underrated,
Jesus.
give me your 2.
All I wanted to hear back then with Jay-Z, man, was Badonkadonk. The Kamikaze album.
Hey, Muse, I gotta go back on something you said, Muse, when you brought up back about the Soul Food album.
Man, bro,
I heard when I heard a couple of tracks because I heard the title track Soul Food, and and I heard some guys talking about it, but let me tell you, when I saw Goody Mob live, the whole crew, CeeLo, Timo, Cujo, and Big Gip, when all of them on stage and they're performing, after that show, Monday couldn't get here fast enough for me to Goody Mob out.
On the real.
When
On the
Monday rolled
real.
around, I was in that damn record
Man.
store and got that Soul Food album. Man, that shit
Hey,
was off the
hey,
chain.
J
And then,
Rock, that cut on there, my favorite cut. All of them is I like them, but that one cut I always go to first is Thought Process.
man, look, Thought
Woo!
Process, man.
Provoke
If
thought.
going through
You
a hard
should have
time,
said something on that one. You should have said something on that, Derek.
bro.
I'm
The
gonna
off
have
the
Process was one of the, ooh, man, that
Oh,
song.
he
And then
got a
and then underrated song they had when they did the Soul Food remix featuring 8 Ball and MJG.
woo! Come on, Space Age pimping. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I feel like
Don't do it.
I
All
feel
right.
like they
Oh
don't
Don't
get
yeah,
do
they
it.
got 8 Ball and
No.
MJG on here on Soul Food man, come on.
Woo-wee.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that album. I never really
Them dudes, man. Ooh,
I feel
standing on
like
top of the
Abel and
world.
MJG don't get the credit they deserve too.
They don't. Standing
I
on
don't
top of the
think they get
world.
they don't get the credit they deserve. People give Pimp C and Bun B they credit more.
Yeah.
But I feel like MJG and Abel don't get the credit they
Hey,
deserve.
Malik. How you feel about Big L? I'm taking y'all back.
Yeah, you took me back with the Goody Mob, so I'm gonna have to, like I
Yeah.
said, go back and listen to that catalog.
Yeah. They came out with a new album about a year or so ago called what was the name of the new album? They called Survival Kit. They came out with a new album.
You definitely right.
Okay.
And I listened to a
I have to
couple
check.
tracks on it. I'm like, man, bro.
Yeah. Had that same feel. Yeah.
Woo, man. That shit Survival Kit, man. Check that out, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that one out.
It was like Goody Mom Never Left.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw this out there, and not trying to downplay your channel, Big Vi. Always much respect. The other day, I had a chance to partake in this music battle that Atmos Love does. Now, unbeknownst to me, I walk right into death row. I mean, I'm thinking the battle is, you gotta play music that's music.
Right.
Man, when I got there and I got to play, I was like, oh, I called my brother on the phone. He was like, dude, you get ready to crash and burn. I was like, wow. He was like, because they have no clue of what music is.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
And again, not trying to hype up one or no disrespect.
Right.
Like the
Right.
young lady, the first song she played was "Set It Off" by Lil Bootsy.
That's my song, but that's not nothing I'm gonna play in a verses.
Right.
My comeback joint was "Get Wrong" by Biggie. They was like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "Oh my god, you got it."
You probably dealing with a younger, my age type of crowd.
Yeah, millennials. You talking about the millennials? Probably age bracket. Yeah,
probably talking about my age of crowd. If people set it off, if they don't know what dead wrong is,
right.
Yeah, if you ain't playing Lil Baby, man, or Pops, Post Shiesty, man, then they ain't gonna comprehend what you talking about.
Right, so listen, her second song was a twerk song by Too Short.
Okay,
that's my son right there.
I come smack back with 8 Ball and MJ. Don't make me kill.
Yeah.
Listen, dog.
Yeah, they don't.
So her third song was Bobby Shmurda. So my son say, yo, play XXX Tentacion. Don't even know who this guy is.
That's my guy right there too.
Look, but that demographic is like, oh, he played that. I have no clue who the hell XXX Tentacion is.
That's the kid you probably remember back 2018 when they tried to rob him and they killed him in his I-8 in Florida.
Hey Malik. Yeah. You remember Top Authority and Big L?
Ooh.
I remember.
Oh man.
I was listening to some Big L the other day. I was watching a little documentary on Big L.
Wow.
But now I'm gonna say this though, and this ain't the downplay nobody.
Right.
Because of my demographic, and if you know Baltimore, the 90s was ill. And I'm saying, spoke to the crew, and your crew was really getting it. All you wanted to hear was this. You wasn't really listening to nothing else. I'm talking, I remember throwing the joint in the act poop. And niggas is like, what the hell is that? Yo, this that new Jay-Z. And everybody and their mother, if you had the SC400, you was bumping because you was really out there, so
Right.
you wasn't trying to hear nothing though.
Malik,
Yeah.
Malik, you give me some vibes like you was in the streets.
I give you some real vibes like that. Like I tell
Yes,
you one
sir.
better. Last night my brother invited me to a house music party, Joe. So I go into the spot. I'm like, yo, this is not me at all. The dude is like, wow. I'm like, yo, dog, like this shit. Like, look at how these niggas is in here dressed. Like, yo, I think I need to go home. So the
Hmm.
dude like, why? I say, dog, like this. To me, this seemed like some cornball shit. So one of my mans, and he came from out of town. He said, yo, where the bottles at? They looked at him funny. I said, oh no, he is getting ready to embarrass these people. Like, yo, how y'all ain't got no bottles? What kind of spot is this? I said, yo, I know this. And my brother was like, yo, it's house music. I was like, I thought house music was music. What I'm saying, you say come out, put your clothes on and your jewels. Nigga, I grabbed the rollie out the safe. Nigga, we didn't hit these niggas got on G-Shocks and calculator watches. Yo, this shit, nigga, definitely felt awkward. So I'm kind of like, so the dude like, really a Rolex? I'm like, yeah, really a Rolex. What the fuck? I'm like, well, dog, I come from a different era. And two dudes in there was like, yo, that's your little brother. That nigga from the street. He's from West Baltimore when West Baltimore was West Baltimore. So, I mean, like, geographically, I'm starting to learn that.
Right.
The music is totally different. Like,
Yeah.
again, they was like the Bobby Shore. I was like, what the hell is that? Then they play some, he said, play some songs by Jay Hulo. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm like, yo, son, you know I don't listen to none of this new age music.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like you were saying, the demographic. And that's one of the things I'm learning. Like, yo, y'all call this music? Like, the shit to me is amazing.
But Malik, you know what's the thing though? Like, cause see, I'm young, I'm 26. But when you but it's like, yo, as you like, not for nothing, it's like people always talk to me like, yo, they be like, yo, you got such an old soul. Sometimes it all depends on how you raise and things like that. Cause you get what I'm saying? If you like, it's like little things. If you got a mother playing certain shit around the house, that's what you're gonna get accustomed to. You get what I'm saying?
Now you know what? I will agree with you on that. Like, I can go, and I've been to a couple of cabarets. Now, I'm really not big on the Motown soul, but I went to a cabaret because a partner of mine, he's singing the group, the Stylistics. So, like, they was playing, like, old drums and, like, that old Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I'm like, yo, this shit kind of chill, yo, you know. This make you want, like, a glass of wine and pull out the cigar. And folks is like cigar. I'm like, oh, my God. So, I be trying to find a feel because, like, you got millennials now, they smoke the cigars and don't have a clue what you smoking. And I be like, dude, like little dude brought a $20 cigar and split the leaf down the middle. I say, dude, you're not gonna be able to put no grass in that. And big man, and that shit broke in his hand. I say, dude, you wasted $20 for what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You know what, Dean? You brought up a good point when you talk about music and everything right now, especially depending on who you're with, who raised you and whatnot.
Right.
I got older brothers. I got an older brother and an older sister, and I was young. I remember seeing 8 tracks around the house. I remember seeing those 40
Come on now.
albums, man. I remember I was like 6 or 7 years old. I got a hold to one of my brother, one of my brothers and sisters, Isley Brothers album, playing on my toy at age 6. I'm playing Groove With You. Don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
Because and the funny part about it, I've been around that type of music, like I said, Marvin Gaye, Teddy Pendergrass, Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire, Isley Brothers.
Yeah, all that.
I've been around it for so long. When when I went to an Ozzy Brother concert around 99 to 2000, and some of the older people kind of looking at me being up in that, me being kind of young at the time, talking about, okay, this ain't no rap concert, boy. We sing up in here. I brought up songs they forgot about, and they had to back up off me.
Hey, I got a question. Now, the question of the day on our local radio station was, name one song that
You say what?
that black people love. Now, the one
You
lady
got
said,
that big money, that bank.
It,
You got them long. They say you got that long.
Malik, I say you gotta go with. I say you gotta
You
go
got
with
that tall money.
2000 and a 1990, then a 1980, then a 1970. Because you talking about from 2000 to 2010, one song that black people love was "Step in the Name of the Love."
no,
And if
no,
you,
okay, no, it's name one song that you hate that people love. And I think it would have been better if she would have said, or they
Huh?
would have said,
You like?
name one song you've heard too much, and then she
Let me
didn't hear
see.
it again. Because one girl, the
Put the
first
light
song
on.
she yelled out was Frankie Beverly and Maze. I was like, baby girl, that should
I
have been a
want to see it
classic
when they do
forever.
like.
That's the cookout song. Like that,
Right.
she can hit
Right.
everybody
Yeah.
off their feet.
Yeah.
But
You're
but
gonna be storming in the morning when you get up.
the second part of this is, I know this, we was talking about music and all that, and a lot of stuff y'all was talking about was underground. Has
Right.
anybody on this panel seen the movie Plug Love?
Thug Love.
No, it's called Plug Love.
No.
Yeah,
No.
I think I have.
No, I don't know about
Okay,
the Thug Angel. Thug Angel would pop,
no,
but
it's
no.
called Plug.
No.
Plug Love.
Oh, Plug Love.
Oh, okay.
Plug
Plug
Love.
Love. Oh, okay. No, I ain't never heard of
Okay,
that.
Okay, no, I haven't seen it.
it's produced by the dudes out of Detroit, the young
Okay.
man Murder Pain. I don't know if y'all follow the young boy Murder Pain, but he's
Mm-mm.
in his late 30s, early 40s.
you
He's
talking about
Okay.
something from Detroit?
out of Detroit.
Yeah, of course. I seen Plug Love Facts. That's my.
Okay,
I like that movie.
I want everybody on here, if you haven't seen it, to watch it.
Okay, I'm about to check that out. Yeah, I'm about to
They
check that out.
And,
they got it
and
on Amazon and Tubi.
right.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
then I'll
when
check
you
it out.
watch it, I want you to be open-minded on it. And I want you to come back whenever you get a minute and tell your thoughts. I started following them dudes out of Detroit when I saw that Plug Love joint. Because he made a series. It's a whole series of them joints. And if you like new talent and you can see where he was going with the vision or with his vision, you would like, at least you would support the dude. The director guy has a real clear vision of where he wants to go with his stories. And they all good stories. It's like, a lot of the joints kind of touch home because it's things you may have been through, seen somebody go through, and you'd be like, "Oh, damn, I remember that." Well, I remember them days. It's
Right.
it's real good. It's real good to support a up and coming black producer. I don't want to call them B-grade movies, but it may have done 10 movies and they got 2 TV series. One called McGraw Avenue, and I forgot what the other one is called. But I'm down in Detroit is making a quiet, nice name for themselves in the music and film industry.
Facts. They got Icewood Vezo. They got Rio the Young OG, Peasy. I ain't gonna lie. I like Detroit cats. I'm not gonna lie. I was in the feds with them, and I always say, like, one thing I like about them, they about their money.
Sound like you was in the streets too, huh?
Hey, fellas, check this out. This ain't a movie about music, but J Rock, I want you to definitely J Rock check this out. You might have heard of it. Back to the topic of what we was talking about originally, and that we've been talking about. It's starring Glenn Ford. Glenn Ford, and the movie is called Brotherhood of the Bell. Brotherhood of the Bell.
Are
and
you
it's
saying
talking
Bell
about
like Bell or Bill like Beal?
yeah, Bell.
Okay.
And the guy come out, it's like, and he was, when he found out what this thing was all about, he was trying to get out of the system, and there was no way to get out unless they kill him. And so when he came out of the meeting with the young man who was being introduced to the thing, the man came out and said, "Man," he said, and I'm paraphrasing, "Man, we part of a great system, something like that." And Glenn Ford character looked at him. He said, "No, we are the system." It'll bring your attention back around with all this stuff we've been talking about with Kales, and how Provoked Thought was talking about how higher up and political that is. That's why I kept mentioning, man, it's kind of interesting. I keep on hearing this number 30, and he's been locked up for 3 and some years, and 30 Pop mentioned the number 30. I said, man, I know in masonry, when you get up to a certain amount of degrees, because my late father was a Shriner.
33rd degree. Go ahead, run with it.
My late father was a Shriner. So, I'm coming from a place, I'm talking. I'm like, And then it made me think about the Jesuits that control this planet. They own everything. Music, movies, I don't care what it is. And I remember something that Pac said. Pac said after that in an interview when he was by himself outside, I think it was Big Stretch that was with him that walked into the car when he had that white shirt on. And he was saying it's like a code. It's a certain set of rules. And as long as you stay within the parameters, and I'm paraphrasing what Pac was saying, then you good. But if you step out of what they feel is outside of their parameter, their code, they coming at you. They'll let you go as far as that you want to go. But like Mutulu said in that interview in prison, once you get such a high point of influence and you start waking people up out of sleep and you empowering them and you organizing around change, that's his point he was making in a jail cell. Pac said in that interview, he said, well, that's why niggas pull back and live a negative lifestyle, because to them it's safer. And that's probably why you have people, and I flipped that. I heard what Pac said, but I flipped it another way. I said, well, maybe why a lot of people want to stand up, but this stuff is real. When you see how deep this rabbit hole is and how many political, and I'm going to yield back in the words of Black CEO, and let me make this last comment, J-Rod. I was wondering, since it's so tied up and we can see there's a lot of political just wait and hit and just so much stuff, what about if we can get somebody, I don't know if it can happen, I'm just throwing it out there, Rob Blagojevich, to try to be, I don't know, help a consultant or something, because the man know the ins and outs of the system, of the political realm, how grimy they are, how cutthroat they are. You know what I mean? You need somebody muscle. In other words, when you go on to fight another country that's a guerrilla, you might not like them, but you want to have somebody like Trump or somebody else in there that's a guerrilla. You know what I mean? You don't want to sit in no gazelle to no fight and you finna go fight a gorilla. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just a thought. I yield back.
Question: has anybody seen the series United Shades of America?
I've heard of it. I saw some trailers for it. I never seen the full episode. I know what you're talking about.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you might want to check that joint out.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting on some of the things he embarked on and how he bring a little comedic spin to it. But they talking real live facts.
Okay.
To jump on your back on what you were saying, that's why the industry don't like Jay-Z now. Because Jay-Z had the wherewithal to play the game so he can give back. And that's why, and I hate to say this because I'm not trying to give nobody no pub on your channel. That's why I don't like the nigga Triple. Every time I look, he got something to say about Jay did this, Jay did that, Jay said this, Jay. Leave Jay-Z alone. I mean,
right.
Whatever, God, how long you gonna hold the grudge, or how long are you gonna be play the game like he played the game? You got the same options he do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, and that's another thing I'm starting to understand. Like these rappers now, they missing all the jewels that have been dropped. They don't understand why they find themselves in the predicaments that they wind up in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That circle, man.
Malik,
That circle. Yeah, go ahead, J Rock.
Malik, that was a good point that you mentioned up as far as the jewels about the younger artists. Now that was a good point that you brought up, Malik. Muse, that was another good point. I'm gonna bring up a point. I don't know if y'all saw this. There's a dude named Beehive ATL. He did an interview with Big Gip from the Goody Mob.
That's my guy, Beehive.
I watched Beehive.
And I promise you, that interview, the clip I saw, I had to rewatch the whole interview. It was one of the best interviews that I've heard recently. One of the things when Beehive asked Big Gip, what is it about the industry that people ask when people say, you know what, I'll do whatever,
They don't know what they're saying.
Because Big Gip was talking about, well, these people come in, because some of these artists be like, man, please, man, you my daddy, you this, you that, please, I'll do whatever. And then when Beehive asked him that question, Big Gip sat back. He said, you know what? He said it's the devil's playground when God ain't involved.
And when Melissa Ford said on that red carpet, she said the things you're gonna have to do to get into this industry. She said you don't even want to know. And she said you literally gonna sign your name in blood, literally. She said at the end of the day, it's not even worth it. And I ain't seen Melissa Ford in nothing for a minute.
But you know what? I remember, and this funny you said that. It's been about 4 or 5 years now. And around the time she said that, I believe Terry Crews came out and said,
yes, sir.
Bop, bop, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah,
I think,
Malik.
I think they're trying to hit Jamie Foxx with something.
Yep.
Bop, bop, woo, woo, woo. And somebody else's
stuff is real.
But it's kind of, and certain things like that, I always wonder, are you coming out because this person came out? How long was you going to actually keep this under wraps? Or are you coming out because you haven't gotten your proper...
There you go. There you go. There you go. Hey, I'm going to say this and I'm going to yield back and I'm going to get on up out of here. I don't know if you've seen it or you've heard of it. I cannot remember, Malik, the guy that's in the podcast with Crazy Bone. But Crazy Bone did a podcast some while back that he got going on with this guy. I forgot this. I say the name, y'all know the guy's name, but I can't remember his name. But he's sitting with him doing the podcast. And Crazy Bone.
Vlad TV or not?
No, that ain't the name of the podcast. It's just, I forgot the dude's name. Just something. But
is he kind of a short brown skinned dude?
Yeah.
Kind of almost like he may have like a little mini afro or whatnot. And he wear like sunglasses.
No.
Okay, it might have been another dude because I remember he being on a podcast, something like that.
No, I don't think it was that dude. But he was talking about 1991, where this meeting took place. And
I know what you're talking about.
Gentleman.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And now when you rewind back, when Pac is in the gun range and he asking Pac question and Pac is responding on the course of how the hip hop and rap is going to go if it does not stay true to, you know what I mean? And then he made a comment to interject his point and say, well, I listen to Boss because if she gonna stay gangster and hardcore, I won't listen to that no bitch tape. I look at like a nigga tape. You know what I mean? I'll rock with Boss the rapper because because she hardcore. You know what I mean? And he went in that spiel about the direction, but he said if it don't, you're gonna start hearing, and that's where today what you got. He predicted it. You got and no disrespect, you got the drill music, this trap music. A lot of people they ain't talking about nothing but killing.
Muse, you bring up exactly.
And Crazy Bone was saying that the investment from the super wealthy. I'm talking about individuals that don't have nothing to do with music, because it ain't about that. Want to change the direction and the influence and impact of the urban communities with the music.
Right.
And that's why you don't hear no conscious rap on national syndicate unless you got Sirius XM or some old CDs or something. They are told not to play that. There's
Now that's a
not to
fact.
be played.
You are
Now,
100% right.
It's a
Yeah,
reason
because
for
now,
that.
yeah,
I got a question though.
They wanted to
What?
have a revolving door of the prison system. And so now you got the super, when I say super wealthy, I'm not talking about Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. They don't have no money. I ain't talking about
Huh?
people with money. This is what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about people with money.
Ho ho ho
When
ho
you
ho
got
ho.
somebody, when you got somebody who's wealthy, when I'm talking about wealthy in the sense of power, when you're in the position of power, you don't need money.
Like the Rothschilds.
Ho ho ho
So
ho
at the
ho
end of the
ho.
day, I'm talking the same thing Park said. I'm talking about J. Rod and Malik. I'm talking about the Committee of 300 that control this planet.
Ho 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 ho.
Muse.
And and and,
I know
and
it.
fam, ho ho. I'm with you now.
I don't even know if you can
I'm
find the book today. I went to an underground bookstore, a black underground bookstore, and got it by John Coleman. It'll
What's the
blow
book?
your mind.
What's the book?
That's exactly what they're doing today, what exists. And anybody who stands up and put that truth out there, you got to know, like Pac said, I give my life for this thug life. And thug life is not a group. It's the hate you gave little infants, fucks everybody. So he said, America, America, this is what you
Right,
created. Now you deal with that.
right.
Facts.
So
Okay.
every time I come to the mic, he say, if it's a movie interview, I'm going to take the dirt that you've been sweeping up under the carpet and speak the real truth of what's going on. And Matulu Shakur say, when you start doing that and you organize around change, they got a bullet waiting for you. And it ain't
Muse.
always a bullet in the chamber.
Muse.
Oh,
Was the name of the letter called "The Secret Meeting That Changed Rap Music and Destroyed a
Yes,
Generation"?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
Boy,
remember.
them boys
That's
out
it.
here preaching today, boy.
okay. I
Man,
need
That's
to
it.
I
I
got it.
need to
Bingo.
find that. I need to find that first thing in the morning.
It is
But
Yeah.
my
I
well
thing
the
know
is,
hip
Malik don't
well,
dig
the
into that too.
hip hop is read.com. That's where it
Yeah.
is.
okay,
Yeah.
Muse, but you said two things I kind of disapprove of, and I'm gonna say why. I don't think the generation of the day has the ability to spit conscious rap because they still blind, deaf, and dumb. First of all. Second of all, conscious rap is not what sells. So those who are conscious do something totally different. Like if I'm
Right. That's why
correct,
I say that's why you don't hear it today. And it's done by
It's
design.
done
It's
by
specifically
design.
done by
They
design.
blocking it by
I
design.
got to keep
but
you
but
asleep. Remember
but see,
what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan say. They still look at you three-fourths of a human. They still look at you. You're not human.
now now I'm a fan of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Trust me, I am.
I'm just telling you what he said. I'm just
No, no,
some of the
no.
statements that he said.
Okay, I gotta say this. I gotta say
I'm
this. I
not
gotta
knocking
download
what he
this.
said.
I'm gonna
The
download this.
only issue I still have with him is because he still teaches what he so-called calls
I'm gonna
Muslims
download this.
or his
I got
nation
you.
that they blue-eyed, blonde-haired devils. He
Yeah,
still
yeah,
holds
I got you. I respect his position and some of the things he talks about. I can embrace, but I can confess and admit and stand on the 10 rows thorough that I am a believer and I am a Christian.
now. Hold
But
now.
I embrace and have wonderful dialogue and open, intelligent, respectful conversation with whatever somebody, you know what I mean, perspective of belief system is. Because I believe
Oh, okay,
that
Download
we
it.
under one creator, and we all can continue to learn and grow from one another,
okay. I
different
got you on that.
perspectives and different, experiences.
I
So I
got
just
you.
needed to interject and make that clear.
No, but since you threw it out there this morning on my little research, John, I was
Mhm.
gonna do a live earlier, but I'm gonna throw it out there right now with my guys right here. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Since that's what you're gonna play, right? I want everybody to take for a minute, right, and really answer this question: are you racist, or do you have racism in you? Now, y'all might want to go
That's like
gurgle the
saying
word. Oh, you might want to go gurgle the word and definition: racist and racism.
we all
Now,
like Jennifer say. Everybody has. If you got bias, everybody has bias, some bias in them. So therefore, it makes you have some type of racist in you.
ding, 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 ding. Okay, now we got that on the table, right? My
Can
second
I
question.
interject? Can I interject something right quick on that? And
You can. But my second question, you might want to
from
make.
my study and my continued study, when they came out with the phrase BLM, we all the stuff been going on. We know what that word means, but they put it
Uh-huh.
on the wall. All of that. I was in a disagreement with that. I already told you what my stance is, my beliefs is, but I can embrace it and welcome everybody at the table because
Right.
I believe in that all humanity matters.
Right. All right.
Okay,
That's me.
okay,
Under the creator, whoever you want to call him,
okay. Now,
all
news.
all creation, every blood person that's walking
Human.
around with blood walking through
Human.
their veins.
Okay,
All
listen.
Human.
human, all
Okay,
human matters.
now, Muse. His name Muse, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get off. No homo. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if all things matter and all nationalities matter, right?
Now I ain't say all things matter. I say all humanity
Okay,
matters.
All humans.
okay,
Human.
All humanity
all,
matters.
all humanity, all humans.
And we was
All,
put on this earth and created and designed on purpose with all different ethnicities. So
okay,
how can someone stand up in the midst of all of this across the four corners of the globe and just single out one demographic and say those are the one whose only issues matter? I don't agree with that.
okay,
All of us have a voice. All of us have concerns that we want to voice and bring to the table.
okay.
That was
Can you hear me?
that's my point.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let all y'all get
Let's
off.
get it.
You ready? So in today's society, right? It's a
Hmm.
two-part question. Why are we still talking about the N word as far as we have come as a people? And second, what makes us as a people who use the N word to each other any different than calling a female a B? Now, I'm gonna say this because if black on black say N word, it's cool. If female to female say B word, it's cool. But whenever you cross genders and say it, now it's a problem. Why
Or
is
you
it that the focus is on the N word and not the B word? And in reality, why in the hell are we still talking about words and how people use them in this day and time versus the real god doggone issues at hand? I'm gonna
right.
come back, and I want somebody to get off because I had to get off the other day on this, and it made me
Uh-huh.
kind of upset. But I had to speak my mind because to me, in 2022, we still talking about something that don't even really have no weight. It don't have no value.
Right. And it's like since I might be the youngest on here, I'm not sure. I'm gonna speak to it and me being the young, me being who I am and coming from what I come from. When you talk about I always question that too. How females can sit up and call each other the B word, but if the opposite sex call one the B word, now she irate. You know what I'm saying? Versus two brothers call each other the N word, and then once another race said, then let's go jump them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this, a lot of stuff when it comes to the words that we use and things of that nature was put in place by design. That's why they created the school system. That's why they created this learning and this television to tell us a vision that if someone that being called the N word by an opposite race or someone who don't look like you, they are saying it to you to be derogatory towards you, which in some cases they do. But at the same time, some people don't even think about everything that they have to lose, all because somebody say, "You nigger." And here you go, you running a Fortune 500 company. This might just be somebody who wants your position. They come to you, you gonna let somebody come to you with a word that ain't worth nothing, cost you everything, because this is what you've been taught that this word is meant for this. If somebody say this to you, or if it's said towards you, it's derogatory. But you have to read, you have to. I hear this dude say it all the time. You have to unlearn and relearn a lot of the things that you were taught, and you have to you have to get your own understanding, because a lot of time people don't think about in the midst of situations, and we all may be guilty of, in the midst of a situation, we don't think about everything that we have to lose, or like I had to learn how to, if a person say something to me, okay, I gotta let that person talk, because if I just let that person talk, I can walk away. If I just let that person talk, I can go on about my day. But if I put my hands on that person, just so happens something happened to him. Now I'm in trouble. He killed me. Now I'm dead. How much do words, not just the N word, how much do words really play when it comes to interacting with other people? A lot of times people sometimes, and you could just be having a bad day and somebody just so happen to say the wrong thing. And boom, you done lost everything you done worked hard for, all because you got pissed off because somebody uttered a word that you feel as though they shouldn't say it, but you can say it to somebody. And another thing is this too, Malik. You have our people that have Caucasian friends or Asian friends. How can I give my white friend a pass for my people? They will let their Caucasian friends amongst them use the N word freely. But then if your Caucasian friend, y'all out in the public and he say this, now he looking at you like, I say this all the time around you, but your people look like, what the fuck he doing saying it?
Not to cut you off, Big Bob. My brother has a neighbor, and we call my brother nickname is Black. So the neighbor won't call him Black. He calls him Len. So he said, "Man, why won't you call me Black?" I told you you can. He said, because when I was raised, that word was bad. He said that I refuse to call you that. Not because it's a bad word, but I just don't feel right. Like I don't want it to ever be a situation to where somebody looks at me saying, "This white guy's calling this guy Black," like I'm saying it to be disrespectful or rude. And when he said that, I said, "Damn, that's probably the realest thing I've ever heard somebody say." He was like, "I mean, I get it that you say it's okay for me to call you that." He was like, "But I'm not gonna call you that unless please leave it like that."
Because you gotta understand the things that we do in private. When we go out in public, me and you, Malik, will have an understanding. But if we out in a public setting and we talking like we talking private, the people around us here, then guess what? Now they form an opinion. Now they want to attack this. You gonna stand up for your friend because you know he's not saying nothing derogatory towards you. But other people hear the way that you and him dialogue with each other, and they get offended by it. So now you defending your friend because you know he don't mean no harm by it. Now your people won't turn their back on you. like all because of, like you say, all because of a word that they feel that they have been told to dislike this word.
Hey, Big Val, let me drop this in right quick, and y'all meditate on this as I get out of here. When the planes crash, any planes across the four corners of the globe, when that plane crash, you got the NSTB, which is the company I work for. Them people come in and investigate what happens. When that plane go down, they're looking for a specific unit to study, and that particular union has signals. It gets all type of. It's got all kind of command, all stuff in that particular thing.
The
It's a
black
box.
box.
Ha ha ha. It's a what, J Rock?
A black box.
Okay, now have you ever took your arm? And I can hear the voices on here, so I can understand. I know the culture I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to my people. All right. Have you ever looked at that box in your mind? Look at that box in your mind. J Rock just said it. It was a black box. Have you ever took your arm and laid it right beside there? You don't see the same color, do you? So why do we call each other black?
Right.
Why do we call Europeans white? You seen the white clouds in the sky, that the clouds, if y'all been in an airplane, you know the white clouds, right? Those are white clouds. Those are white clouds. So why do we call Europeans white?
Right. She-Rock,
Let
white.
that breathe now. Let that breathe. Let that breathe. I'm talking about the misunderstanding of the melatonin, the different understanding of what melatonin is. All humanity has melatonin in their DNA. All humanity. God made it so. But you have some that's more darker, more brownish, more pinkish. On that note, let that breathe. Until next time, Big Vi, it's a blessing, black men. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep it right. Let's continue to stand in the doorway of our home.
Man, thank you for coming on, man. This is your first time. This is the first time seeing you over here. Look forward to seeing you all the time, brother. Man, I like everything you brought to the table today. And also, I was able to learn some stuff that I didn't know at the same time. And me, I'm always up to learning and listening to what people have to say, especially when it's informative. And I appreciate you for blessing the platform. And like I say, the door of the church is open over here anytime you see me on.
Hey,
yes, sir.
Before you dash, what's the name of that book one more time?
The Committee of 300 by John Coleman.
Got it.
The Committee of 300 by John Coleman.
Got it.
And you know what,
a very
Muse?
thick book. Yeah.
And you know what, Muse? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna skim over that letter again too, man, because I remember reading it, and I remember that. But I'm gonna go through it again because I know there's a couple other points in it that I probably overlooked.
And what would you say the site that you found that on, J Rock?
I think it was called because give me a moment. I just downloaded on my phone. It's called the matter of fact, I think it's Hip Hop is Live. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Big Val, I was trying to email you the other day, and it said your email wasn't active. So that email that's going across the screen, I can email you.
Yeah, that's the one right there. Big Val P at 88@gmail.com. Yes, sir.
Okay, so man is Black Muse 98 at gmail.com. Black Muse 98.
What I'm seeing right here on the screen?
Yeah.
Like your name?
Yeah. But it's but it's one word. Black Muse 98. That's all one word. Black Muse 98 at gmail.com.
Let me try to see if I can get you in here right quick.
Okay, Muse. It's called Hip Hop is Red, READ.
Okay.
That's where the letter is. I found it. That's where I found the letter.
Okay.
And what's the name of the letter?
The secret meeting that changed rap music and destroyed a generation.
That's it.
I'm on them ASAP. Like
that's it. And if you ain't along with that program,
spell it out for me.
BLACKMUSE 98 at gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. My bad. I'm trying. I gotta compose one. Okay,
You
so
got it.
B
You got it, J Rock.
K M
You
U
got that?
S E
It's just like
98.
it's just like your YouTube name with 98 at the end, and what was the
Yeah,
site?
but flip the name around. Flip the name around and put black in front of the muse and put 98, all one word, at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Gotcha. Okay, Black Muse
Let me
98
know if
at
you got
Gmail.
this right there.
Say it again, J Rock.
Black
I
Muse. It's a Black Muse 98 at Gmail.
Yep, that's it.
I
At
just shot you
gmail.com. Yep.
a Gmail.
Okay. Wait, let me go on I'm on my tablet now. Let me go on my phone, see if it's up there.
Make sure you got it.
Yep. Yep, I got you. Yep, I got it. Okay. Yep, I got it. Okay. Yep, I got you. I got
All right, we locked in
I got
then.
it.
Yes, sir. You got it, J Rock?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, fellas. Until next time.
Salute, man. Thanks for coming
Salute,
again,
bro.
bro.
All right,
All
peace,
right.
love, bro.
All
All
right,
right, be
Dean.
safe.
All right, Malik.
Be safe, bro. Be safe.
right.
Be safe.
Yes, sir.
All right, Malik, man. What's up, man? What you give us something to close out on, brother Malik, while we wind it down.
Hey man, look, it's always a pleasure to hang out with the brothers. Pardon me, the brothers. Been a minute. I kind of got a different view on some things. Y'all brought up some good little topics, so I got to get on my research horse. Put this goddamn iPad to use, and I'm gonna have a difference of opinion or different look on some things because you did touch on a couple of good key points. We really don't have no conscious rap. I don't know what they call. I don't even call this rap music. You know what I mean? I will say that I've seen a couple of unsigned artists who I think would have been good for the industry if marketed it differently. And one I'll give shout out to is I just cut into is a young man out of Philly called AR Ad.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
you talking about
the
AI
battle
ad
rap.
that got 40 years.
Right. Now I also don't like all that shoot 'em up, bang bang, 40 cal, blah blah blah. But I like a person who has their own lane. And he kind of remind me of a real rough Beanie Siegel.
Nah, Ab really street.
No, that's no. I heard. I had to get on the jack with some of my Philly cats. And they was like, "Yo, yeah,
Nah,
he ain't talk necessarily what he lived. He really lived what he talked." So
Malik, I just want to say one thing. You know why the feds came down on him? He started buying up a lot of the property in Philly. He was getting a lot of money in the streets.
they said he was definitely doing that, right?
Nah, he started buying a lot of. They give him 40 years just for drugs. No murders on his case. No nothing.
Now, see the article on the joint on YouTube say it was about a body. He caught a body.
They pushed that agenda, but then there was somebody reporting on it saying he was at his sentencing, and they said there was no murder. There was that. I thought the same thing too, but then when it really came down to it, they said they couldn't pin him for no murders. But yeah, like I really feel like it's really all about that. It's really about my opinion. White people can't stand to see black people have power, and this is what my opinion. The reason why I feel like they push drill music so much today. I always tell my girl, you got to look at it. I was born in the '90s. I'm a '94. I'm a '90s baby. You got to look at it like this. In the '80s and the '90s, what was destroying black homes? Crack.
Okay.
Exact. Now, if you look at it nowadays, we ain't the ones that's hooked on the drugs no more. It's the white people that's hooked on all the opioids, the pills and stuff. You see black people, we
Yeah.
taking pills and lean just for recreationals. We not hooked on it no more. So
No.
what you got to do now is push an agenda to get them to kill themselves. And why you think they pushing drill music and all the shoot 'em up bang bang at a high now? Because remember the 90s, it was shunned up on in the rap labels really didn't want to deal with people that talk that kind of stuff.
Now, J-Rock, I'm gonna disagree because your generation is definitely getting high off the prescription drugs.
That demon.
No. I'm not saying that, but we talking about on a majority whole. When you see black,
listen to me, on a majority whole fan. Okay, I know you in New York, right?
yeah,
I'm gonna say this to you, and then this will bring you full circle. In Baltimore, they pop pills because they don't want to be considered a dope fiend, i.e., it's still an opiate.
of course.
That's how. But I'm saying to you, and I don't want to say this in a derogatory manner. That's how uneducated they are here about it. And when I'm telling you, it's at an all-time high. If I had to just generally give out of every 20 individuals you come across between, I'll say 21 to 31, is that fair?
Yeah.
80% of them pop pills.
No. I'm not saying I don't. I agree with you, Malik, but I'm just saying my opinion is just from what I see. All right, when you really look at it though, you don't I don't. It's kind of hard because I'm speaking from a New York standpoint. I don't see all my friends that pop pills and stuff because I'm not gonna lie, I do take perks. I ain't gonna lie, I had a little run with them. I'm not gonna sit there and sugarcoat it, but I never see people in New York that's in my group transition over to the next thing. People catch themselves at a point and then stop it. See, I know in Philly from what I see, because as I told you, I did a Fed bid in Philly. I heard in Jersey and Philly, I know they say out there they seen their peoples cross over to the next step. You get what I'm saying?
But now, see, that's because, and I'm not downplaying. If I can remember, especially Jersey, at one point, the drug rate in Jersey was, they said, astronomical. They say Camden, Newark, and like them spots, they was doing B-more numbers.
Of course.
B-more average like 350 homicides a year. That's a lot that's almost a body a day.
Of course.
So when you factor in that the average age bracket is 21, matter of fact, I'll even go 18 to 25. That's crazy.
Of course.
Yeah, that's that 2K, that year 2K generation, man. They wiping themselves out.
Yep. But then, but see, but this is what I'm gonna say to you, Malik. See, I'm from New York. You got New York. You got to think about it. We got millions of people amongst in the 5 boroughs. You got to think about it. Us tallying 400 or 500 murders, they consider that not bad due to per capita how much people. You get what I'm saying? That's in the city. But
y'all got like 10 million people in New York.
What you say?
It's probably 10.
Yeah,
it's probably 10 million in New York City.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? But then when you look at New York in the 90s, when New York was damn near averaging 4,000 murders a year, that's when you're really looking at something different.
4,000?
Search it up. New York, search it up. They were showing the numbers. They said from like the 90s up until 2000, New York was averaging around 3,500 to 4,000 murders a year. I could show you the article. So now that's why they consider New York a very safe place. Because if you look at 10 million people and then you only getting 300 something murders amongst 10 million people, 400 something murders, they looking at that like that's not crazy.
Well, I'm going to say this. To close out, keep your head on the swivel and be mindful of all surroundings. And, hey, I'm going to do my research. I look forward to the next topic on the next panel. Everybody stay blessed. Everybody stay grounded. I'm out. Water.
All right, be safe.
All right, peace, Malik. I guess it's on me, so I'll go ahead and and I'll say my piece and dip on out. Once again, I appreciate being on the platform again, Big Vi, as usual, and it's always a pleasure when everybody comes together on it. And as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and a, drop a book of my own since everybody got reading materials here. I got one here for you. There's a book called White Rage: The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide by Carol Anderson, PhD. And she literally breaks down she literally breaks everything down in regards to how the whole how racial divide everything takes place. And it really starts to break down from the time of Reconstruction just after the Civil War and going on into the late and into pretty much right now, the era right now where we are. I mean, she covers everything from the end of Reconstruction going into the drug trade, and she has a very choice words for Oliver North, President Reagan, Bush, everybody involved in the different aspects of history. So it's definitely a must get if you can get this on Audible and all that good stuff. But man, Dean, Big Vi, appreciate y'all like always. Y'all keep y'all head up. Much love to everybody in the chat. Y'all on fire. And peace and love to everybody here.
Salute. Thanks for coming. What's up, Ira?
Yeah,
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, man. You know, until next time, man.
Much
we're
love.
gonna keep on doing what we do and staying positive and elevating people's mind, man.
Much love, J Rock. Much love.
My boy Dean, man. They got Dean on the closeout, man.
Nah. You know what you call it. You know, as I said, I always said on Black CEO before, I was like, you know, I look at y'all like family, and it's like, yo, not like every time we speak, it's always good vibes with you guys, with you brothers, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
that, you know, it's like that's something you can't take away, and that's something that's like forbidden and sacred. It's like I love things like that. As I said, I always just love the fact that we could all this either agree to agree or disagree to agree.
Right.
And it's like you get what I'm saying, and nobody got to disrespect each other, nobody got to call each other out of their names, and everybody just have a good time and be on one accord.
Man,
I love
it's
things like
amazing
that.
that you spoke to that because I was gonna speak to that when you got done as far as how we just had a panel up here with 6 to 8 guys and alpha males, and
Exactly.
everybody was able to walk in their own lane respectfully. You know, even when somebody may have had a different look or different take, but to hear brothers like, "Hey man, what you say that was? Let me write that down and go look up that." What was that? Man, I never saw that. Let me make sure I jot that down, take notes of that. And that's what it's about, man. Each one teach one, bro. We never too old to learn, and you never too big to listen to nobody. You can learn something from a baby,
Of course.
So to have this platform, and I like to shout out uh, my big bro Dana. I like to shout out even now, like Black CEO, like to go over there and see how that brother do his thing over there. Like I salute him because I bet y'all over there. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
of course.
If for y'all to come over here and we hold it down and congregate the way that we do it, and we understand that at the end of the day, we all men and we all put our pants on the same way. But we can also respect each other and not have oh, fuck you, bitch ass nigga, hoe ass nigga, this, that, third. No, you make your point. That's why one of the biggest things that I always say on this platform over here, I used to have this thing running on my ticker, man. Uh that what it say. Everyone opinion matter.
Now,
Everyone opinion matter, bro.
now, of
So
course.
yeah, but I had to piggyback on that point that you made as far as all of us being over here congregating and breaking bread and sipping wine with each other. So you can go ahead.
Nah, that's a fact. Cause like not for nothing, we see it all the time amongst black people. People get in their feelings, and then it's like not for nothing. We just having a little conversation. It ain't that serious to where you got to start disrespecting me because you feel the artist you love or the basketball player you love is more superior than who It's like it ain't that
Right.
serious. You get what I'm saying? That's some shit we do when we kids, and it's like yo, bro. And I still see it with men that's grown men that's still doing. We talk about men that got 4 or 5 kids, men that's grandfathers. They get into points where they ain't their friends. They gotta start disrespecting each other just over opinions. And it's like it ain't that serious. I remember like not too long ago, I remember my mans, they was in the park and then it's like I remember something over it was over a little situation. They were speaking about Tupac. One of the older guys gonna start talking to my bro on some like, oh y'all little niggas just kept calling. My son was like, yo, bro, you keep calling me a little nigga, and I know, and I let it slide for multiple times. He said, but you don't have to call me out my name like that. And I was like, you got what I'm saying? There's little things like that in life. And they was about to almost
Right.
fight. And then it's like, yo, I had to like get in between and like, but I was like, bro, you're not wrong for feeling how you feel disrespected. Could you get what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, it ain't that serious though sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Well, we got to disrespect each other just because one feel the other way. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, these people not for nothing are watching whether people are like it or not, because it's like we all come to a common ground, and it start from us uplifting Rob because we know the truth, and then it goes in and sprinkles to everything else. Like you know what I'm saying, we just come in and start speaking as brothers and men, because you get what I'm saying, like that's what it's all about. We getting it because as every day and every panel go by, we getting to we getting to know one
Right.
another and get more familiar with one another. But then sometimes I'm gonna tell you, bro. I always learn this when a person get too familiar with you, that's when the disrespect start coming. But we not even worried about all of that because you know what I'm saying. Everybody on there, we grown and we brothers. They ain't got to get to that. And it's like that's one thing I love about you. Feel me? You and
Yeah.
JB's you get what I'm saying, y'all own channel. And I'm gonna continue this as long as I'm breathing. Y'all can have even one subscriber, a million subscribers, 10 billion subscribers. I'm gonna continue to support.
Right. And that's why I like it. And on this panel, people know when we having our debates, if it get too heated, somebody say something disrespectful, I'll drop your ass off my panel before I go back and forth with you or allow you to disrespect somebody. And we can talk about it in the private and say, look, what I'm saying, we got to keep it G over here, man. This is a safe zone, educational environment, and we over here, we can't be on here doing the same shit that we claim to be fighting against, you know.
Exactly.
So we gonna keep it P over here, as they say.
Facts. But I ain't gonna hold you up any too long, a big vibe. As I said, I always say I love y'all and y'all be safe and just enjoy the rest of your night and take
All
care.
right, my boy Dean.
All right.
There y'all have it, man. It's your boy Big Val Opinion, man. We had a great one today. And if y'all don't remember nothing else, y'all doggone Monday gonna be here before you know it. And then we gonna be live. That's how Jennifer walking in there. That's how Jennifer gonna come in there before she start up. When she get ready to start her cross, when her and her law firm come through the door, that's how they walking in. Jennifer, her law firm, walking in. But look, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming over. Thanks for the channel donations, man. Thanks to everybody who donated. Thanks for everybody who came over and kicked it. I really enjoyed y'all. We really had a great time. Man, it's panels like that. It's panels like this that create the conversations to come, man. Y'all are able to see a group of fellas get on here and conduct themselves in a mannerable way today. Shout out to everybody that came on. Moose, Moose, J Rock, Dean, Derek, Malik, myself. Bro, EJ, everybody that came up, man, this is what it's about. This is what changed the narrative. This is what sparked the conversation. When you got brothers that can come together and have great positive conversations, and we throwing out information, you had guys on here, grown men on here taking notes, writing down information, that's talking about going to do research. One of the things they say that us as brothers, us as a race, us as a culture don't do. Oh, they don't read, they don't do this. But you see, this platform is one platform that shows, and there's other platforms out there show brothers out here that's really out here working, brothers out here doing research, brothers on their platform reading documents, reading transcripts. This is what we do, man, and this is what it's about, man. We all family. We praying. We pray for each other. We pray for each other. Our brother T. Glenn was supposed to be on today. I see him in the chat, but he hit me up early and told me he wasn't feeling too good. He wasn't feeling too well today. He wasn't able to come on. So we want to make sure we pray for T. Glenn. We're going to pray for anybody who's feeling down, anybody who's feeling a little sad right now, anybody who's feeling lonely. Even if you're healthy, man, we're going to pray for you. We're going to send a prayer up for you. We're going to pray that God continue to bless you and touch you and heal you and give you that peace in your life that comforts you. Because at the end of the day, this is a family, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of y'all in the chat each and every day that I come on my platform. I look forward to seeing y'all. I thank each and every one of y'all for supporting me, man. And if you want to donate to the channel, that's the Cash App on the stream, $ Big Vile Opinion. If you want to donate to me, the Cash App on the stream, $ Big Vile Opinion. If you want to contact me with any information, I have put out an offer to anyone who's an entrepreneur, no matter what it is that you do, no matter what your skill set is. If you want to show off your skill set or your business, whatever it may be that you do, whatever special thing that you do to generate your income or your money, whatever it may be, contact me at bigvileopinion88@gmail.com so we can set something up so you can promote your business or promote your skill, whatever it is that you do. I want to give people that opportunity to get out and showcase what it is that they do. And last but not least, if y'all don't remember nothing else that Big Vi said, I love this quote from my dear brother, Tupac, man.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. And I don't care if I get in trouble. I'm not saying that I'm going to change the world, but I'm going to spark the brain that does change the world. And that's what it's about. It's your boy, Big Vile Opinion. Thanks, everybody, for coming and hanging out with me. Until next time, you all be blessed. Have a blessed day.